Okay, let's see here. I'm just waiting to make sure that I know it's live before I actually say, hey, like we're live. So
Yeah.
it says receiving your content. Your audience will see it in a moment. Get ready.
You're live.
Oh, now it says I'm live. Yo, what's up, everybody? OJ here. Welcome back to another PE podcast. We're episode number 88. So we're coming up on that episode 100 of the new form of PE podcast. So
That's gonna be dope.
woo. But anyway, all right, guys. We got a big show for you guys tonight. I got a lot of guests. We got the usual guests here, like always. You know, we do things simple and clean
Usual
here.
suspects.
You know, we do things simple and
Simple
clean.
and clean like Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
I knew he was gonna say.
I'm an artist. I write, so those are metaphors.
Simple and clean. You know, we just chilling here. Nothing special. Nothing special. But no, we got a good show for you guys tonight. I'm gonna first introduce my dude to my left, at least. That's Abaddon. He's in the center, Brighton center. How you doing tonight, Abaddon? He didn't want to be.
You know what? There's a lot that we could talk about tonight.
There's a lot that we could talk about tonight. Like tonight.
So
there's
I got
there's a lot.
We got Final Fantasy 7, Trials of Mana, a whole bunch to talk about tonight.
Ooh, that Trials of Mana trailer, bro. Oh,
That trailer was dope.
that trailer was freaking sick.
That trailer was dope.
It's so crazy to see a Super Nintendo game remade like that. It's just
And it's like you know what's next, right?
Chrono. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
You know what's next, right?
Just use the same engine. Just use that same engine, man, and just change up the art style a little bit.
They gotta.
And the thing about this game, where I feel like a lot of people, what I will say about this game is the replayability is so high.
Because the replayability is so high because we need to introduce VC, and we'll get to that in just a bit. We'll get to that topic in just a bit. VC, how you doing today, my boy? Because if we start right now, we won't stop. We're not gonna stop because I'm so excited for that game. VC, how you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. I actually had a spontaneous stream earlier today. I usually don't stream on Thursdays. I played Metroid Prime Trilogy, and I was telling people in the title and during the video, am I playing on the Switch or am I playing on Wii U? And like when I'm shooting the gun, I'm pressing the A button, tricking people. It was fun. A lot of fun. And yep, United Plays, I definitely got the sauce. Speaking of sauce, I'm dropping an EP later this month. That's happening. And I've been doing a lot of live streams. It's been a lot of fun. And I also got the last copy, or one of the last copies from Super Rare Games of Steamworld Quest Hand of Gilgamesh. It's a really dope deck building RPG game. A lot of fun. So I recommend that if anyone enjoys that series.
All right. And I don't know if Baron's not back from his drink break.
His escapades.
And Shadow Fox is doing something, so they'll be back pretty soon. We're gonna start off, since those two are not here. We're gonna start off with some Final Fantasy 7 Remake. So we're gonna talk about some Final Fantasy 7 Remake. We're gonna talk about Trials of Mana since we're already on that. So I guess we can start with that topic here. Abaddon, I know you're excited for both of these games. Very excited for both of these games because we had the demo drop, which I'm guessing all of us played the demo here. All of us played the demo, and then Trials of Mana, which is rumored to be getting a demo as well because of the leak. That's how we found out about Trials of Mana demo and the Final Fantasy 7 Remake demo. Both of them were both like Square Enix put them up at the same time, and like on like PSN or something like that. Something happened to where there was like a leak of those demos, so we knew that a demo for FF7 was coming, and now we know that there's probably going to be a demo for Trials of Mana as well. So they had a new trailer today. It was like a story/gameplay trailer where they really detailed the game. What was your thoughts, man? Or what's your thoughts on the Final Fantasy 7 Remake demo first and foremost? We can talk about that, and then you can talk about Trials of Mana if you want.
The demo in itself was pretty solid. There are some things I do have my criticisms about the demo. One, I will say primarily, I am not really a fan of the controls. I mean, you can fix the FOV and a few other controls and options and everything, but I feel like certain controls should be easy to use out the gate. You know, if I wasn't advanced or if I didn't know how to change those settings, if I was just new to settings, that stuff would be foreign to me. So I really feel, thankfully, this is a demo. And honestly, looking at this could possibly be a reason why the game was delayed. They probably saw that throughout the demo that people were having trouble looking at with Barrett, using Barrett and everything. So that could be a possible reason why the game was delayed, because they probably want to make sure the game was solid by itself. In terms of the actual gameplay though, it's smooth. It's smooth. Your face is whack.
Baron comes in, literally unmutes his mic for a second, says whack, and then mutes his mic again.
But anyway, the one thing I will say about this game, it does a perfect balance between turn-based and action-based RPG. Like for action-based RPG, you could literally, spam your strong attacks or your regular attacks, but to use actual spells, you have to wait until that meter fills up, which I can see this game being difficult more down the line. Even fighting the first boss for the first using on normal, the first boss is actually pretty hard. Whereas if you want an easier route, I played it again on classic. Classic mode is much easier. It is actually way easier. I actually beat the game in beat the demo rather in half the time than when I was playing on normal. So that's an option for you guys too. Lastly, just for me, that I would just say I like the fact that you can set custom attacks, that you could set custom abilities for hotkeys and stuff like that. That's good because I didn't really care for the button mapping for the X button being the command button. I'm so used to X being more of an action button rather than, a menu button. So that was throwing me off a lot when it came to fighting. But all in all, pretty solid demo. I'll give it roughly about an 8.5 out of 10. It's not perfect. It can definitely use some work. Little disturbed by Square Enix confirming that Red 13 won't be a character that you can use, though.
In the first part,
yeah. I mean, of course, later on, but I feel as though you could have gave him a limited moveset and still let him be playable. I felt that was kind of silly on their end.
Even towards endgame, like post game.
Yeah, post game.
Like, why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like let him be usable post game.
Because he's not part of it. Because I'll tell you the reason why he's not part of it. He's not part of it because of how far they're going into this first part. Because of what they've decided to do. They've decided to make this a game that needs to sell 20 million copies or 15 million copies. So the production budget on this game and what they are trying to do, they're splitting it up. The game is being split up, and he's just outside the cut for their budget and what they're doing.
And the thing about it is what I see what they're doing, because I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody. I see the direction of where they're taking things.
Spoil it. It's an old game.
How about you just stay by yourself? Because honestly, no. Like legit, there could actually be spoilers now with this game. If anyone, huh?
What?
No, like literally spoilers in the sense of how they're telling the story. It could be spoilers. Like literally, this is a different game. This is not what we played back in '97.
I agree.
This is the ending, so
I agree. It's not gameplay wise. It's not necessarily the same.
Gameplay wise,
it's totally different.
How they tell the story, like literally in this game, Jessie is more of a major character in this game. From this demo alone, you can see she's more of a major character. Like Avalanche are more major characters in this game. So, and I'm not gonna go into details, but what happens after when you leave that reactor, the way they tell the story now, it hits way differently than it did back in '97. And that is the experience that I would say is going to what really sell this game. It's presenting a brand new experience than you played in '97. It's like you cannot play the game in '97 and expect the same experience. It's impossible.
It's completely different.
Of course, it's '97.
Yeah,
I'm talking about even how the story is. Like, okay, let me to your point, Baron. Because we're talking about Trials of Mana. Trials of Mana, even though it's completely revamped in graphics and even how the graphics look and stuff like that, I can still expect like the same overall feel of the game. The overall feel of both games haven't changed. It's like know about that. Trials of Mana, it's literally the character.
Trials of Mana is a faithful recreation of the Super Nintendo game. As in story-wise, you'll know what's going to happen. Like the bosses and everything, it's pretty spot on. Final Fantasy VII Remake is a retelling, reimagination, and exploring the depths of other things in order to stretch this game out. What they're doing is that it's delaying. They're saying, hey, we can't remake this whole thing because it's so big. But what we can do is take a section of this game, explore all the little side things and and characters and make a game out of that. And then we're going to sell you each part of that leading up until the full game. Yes, that's what they're doing here. Trials of Mana is just, they're taking the game, they're making it 3D. They're making it 3D and they're just revamping the graphics, but it's literally, it's the game. It's Trials of Mana. So if you played it back then, you're going to, I mean, obviously it's going to look different. It's going to, it's going to play
do
different.
more.
It's 3D, so it plays different, but it's like, this is kind of like, what you can expect story-wise. Story-wise, you can't say the same thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake because there's so many added new things. Now, Trials of Mana, from what I understand, there are going to be a couple different things in terms of voice acting, so it's going to change the way maybe you perceived it, like if you played it back then. But essentially, it's going to be overall be the same.
Exactly. Which to my knowledge, I could take people's criticisms with that. If you don't want that, listen. This is what I'm going to say. Final Fantasy VII Remake is for two people. It's for people who are diehards of the lore of Final Fantasy VII and brand new people who never played Final Fantasy VII. It's for those people. That's the market who they're marketing this game towards.
Yeah.
Because it's literally, if you, in a sense, it's almost like.
You sure about that?
I'm dead sure about that. That's literally the market. If you really
I think they're trying to get like the Uncharted crowd. I think they're trying to get more.
I would go with that.
Yeah, that as well.
Because of the
people who never played
graphics and details that's in here. That they're trying to get that dude bro crowd to say, well, the graphics look good. Buy it.
There's one
over the shoulder gameplay.
There's one thing the creator of Final Fantasy VII said years ago that a lot of people forgot. He said in order for him to remake the game, he wants to make it as groundbreaking or more groundbreaking than the original. And that's a tall glass. That's a tall act to follow. That's a very tall act to follow.
It's almost impossible.
It is. It is almost impossible to follow with that act because you have so many people who wanted to still be turn based. You have so many people who wanted to be action RPG based. So already that's a split by itself.
As soon as you make a turn-based game, you automatically cut off so many people here in the West. As soon as that game they realize that it's turn-based, automatically your game is. That's why Final Fantasy 15 is action RPG. That's why a lot of the Western or a lot of the Japanese games that they're trying to sell more in the Western territories, they're all action. They're not turn-based.
And if they was to do a traditional 1-to-1 remake of Final Fantasy VII Remake, let's be real here, it would not sell as good.
Maybe
if they did.
Stop it.
Maybe
if it turn-based in
2020. I would buy it.
No. Hold on. No, remove yourself and think of the market right now.
I've been done remove myself.
To 2020. Here's 2020.
Here's what I think. I think this game's a bit too late. I think if this game came sooner in the PS4's life, then the sales are going to be higher than what we're going to see right now.
I could agree with that.
I think it depends on timing. I think if this game came 2
that
years
I could
ago,
agree with.
This game would have sold way more. But it's at the end of the generation, and people are just like, well, I might just wait for the PS5 version. There's going to be those.
I can agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can agree with that.
Are just going to wait. Or and there's lots of people that are saying, I'm gonna wait till all the episodes are out, and I think there's people that are actually gonna stick to that. Well, I'll just wait till everything comes out because people hella did that for Final Fantasy 15. People waited for all the content and then bought it. Final Fantasy 15. The funny thing about that game, the sales have been steady because they packaged the Royal Edition for like $15-20, and people have been buying that. That's continued to get, which Square Enix noted, that's continuing to get sales at budget prices because people waited for the Royal Edition for them to add everything in there. So I think there are going to be some people that do wait. But like I said, if they did a full remake of this, and let's say the graphics weren't quite as good, but they were, you know what I'm saying, they were good. It depends on when it was released. But imagine a full remake with really good, solid, not as good as graphics, but solid, but a full remake of the game. Full remake, let's just say it's on 2 Blu-rays. Full remake, and that released in like, let's say 2018. You don't think that would have sold like crazy, or 2017?
If you know what, honestly, it probably would have sold well. But what would the combat be like? Would you say traditional 1-to-1, or would it still be some edits?
It would be a really high quality remake of the game, of a turn-based game,
Because at that point, the turn-based game, I feel like you would have the diehards go out and buy it for sure. But what about the new market? What about the people? Would it have superseded the expectation of the developer who wants to make it better than the original? and that's a tall ambition to have. As someone who is a creator myself, I understand that passion, and I said, okay, I see what you're trying to do, but now at the same time, because I understand that passion, that doesn't disqualify them from any type of criticisms, which is why I'm very vocal about the Red 13 thing, and I'm also vocal about on how they're going to move forward with the story, on where they're going to end the story. There's so many different things that, you know, I want to see. Hopefully, Midgar, since Midgar, there's a lot to talk about with Midgar. They make Midgar more of a, let's just say, a 40-hour, 60-hour game, but let's say part 2 is more of a 100 or 150-hour game where it's more open world based, kind of like Final Fantasy 15, and you travel more within the open world.
Let me ask VC. VC, you've played the demo as well, right? And what's your thoughts on the demo? What's your thoughts on the name too? Final Fantasy 7 Remake. There's no part 1. There's no Final Fantasy 7 Remake.
When
Midgar.
it comes to the name, they definitely could have said part 1. They definitely could have said that, and then that would imply that a trilogy is planned. So it is weird that they haven't mentioned anything. So maybe it could be just 2 parts for all we know. Maybe they'll do 2 parts, and the next parts could be, like you said, Abaddon, a giant part. But it's not going to be 3 parts. It's going to have those last 2 parts together as one last part. For the demo, I agree with you, Abaddon. I wasn't a fan of the X button menu thing, especially with the combat the way it was. I wasn't a huge fan, especially prior to all this. I wasn't a huge fan of the concept of it not being turn-based. Because even like growing up, I always wanted to see this as a turn-based remake personally. So for me, it's a little bit disheartening that it's not, but it's still a fun demo for what it is. It just takes a while to get used to the gameplay. It takes a while to get used to it. And the boss battle is definitely a little challenging on normal mode. I agree. It definitely was.
Very challenging.
I definitely agree. But I'm hoping that it can stay that challenging throughout the rest of the game too when we do get the chance to finally play it. Because I do hope to review the game too. So should be a lot of fun. Because like you guys said, they're going to expand upon the Midgar area, and they, in my opinion, should have named it Part 1 Midgar, just Part 1 at least. But
I can see that. The naming in itself, because it's funny you mentioned that. I was even thinking about the name by itself. It's called Final Fantasy Remake. And I thought to myself, what other remakes is called Remake? And I said, duh, they literally telling us they're retelling the entire game from scratch. Yep. And that's something that I feel as though it's not for everybody. Like that's the one thing that, you know, people have to understand. This is not the same. This is not the same game as what you played, 23 years ago. It's a totally brand new reimagining, and the best way I could put it, it's going to hit the heartstrings a lot more than the old game. Those are the vibes I'm getting from this game. Like, this game is going to hit home a lot more.
Really? When you only have like 5% of the damn game? Really?
Ben, did you not listen to anything that we said? It's a retelling and reimagining of the. Yes,
I understand that. Okay, hold up. I understand all.
Baron doesn't understand game development.
I understand all that. The game development has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does actually.
They could have remade this whole damn game. Period. You're not gonna sit up here and tell me they couldn't. But they took the other route to milk the shit out of it, and I'm not a fan of it. I'm really not a fan of it.
They could have wait a second. Since you said they could have, how could they would have did it, and what sales would they could have drawn doing that? Enlighten me. I want to entertain this. Enlighten me.
You really believe that if
enlighten
the whole game it was not going to sell?
Not nearly as much in 2020. A turn-based game in 2020.
Oh my god.
We all know.
Pokemon in itself. Pokemon in itself has a traditional fan base that has followed that model for a while. When it comes to Final Fantasy 7, comparing to Final Fantasy 15, that left the turn-based feel. Going into a totally turn-based game, the same way we played in '97. It's not going to hit the same. It's going to be a lot of people. You get the diehards, of course. Yes, diehards will buy this game.
What about an ATB, like just like a turn-based ATB? Well, the original's that, but what about just like a modified ATB system where you can maybe have input commands where you can dodge and stuff like that, like if you like action commands,
kind of like 13 or 12.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe something along the lines of that. I mean, I get it. Like I see what you're saying. for the casual.
For
the casual gamer, you're absolutely right. For the casual, or for like the hardcore, The Last of Us, the dude that's looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2, you know, and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that's gonna be a harder sell. But at the same time,
who makes it the most in the market?
I don't think
the whole thing
makes
about
it
Fantasy VII,
right
I don't think that's a harder sell at all.
Right to your point,
sell.
OJ. Who makes the most in the market, OJ?
for Sony.
For Sony, who makes the most in the market?
What was it? The people who like The Last of Us and stuff like that. You know, Call of Duty.
My point
Last of
exactly.
Us, guys like
so what other JRPG other than the only JRPG now? And let's really give out for sales. We're gonna put this out there. Persona 5 rated one of the best RPGs of the generation, right?
Yeah.
Turn-based.
Yeah.
How many units did it sell?
Yeah. No.
3 million
Persona
on
5 is not
150,000
Final
install
Fantasy
base,
7.
150 million
But it's
install base.
rated one of the best RPGs
It's
of the
not.
It
generation.
don't matter.
barely
It's
sold
not
anything,
Final
though.
Fantasy.
It's not.
7.
But if you're planning, but here's the thing though. Here's the reason why I see both sides. I see both sides because if you're Square Enix, you're scared as hell because you know these damn casuals are gonna be the turn-based. Like this is the same reason why they don't want to fudging play Dragon Quest. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So Square Enix puts this fraud action mode into.
Yo, same goes for Dragon Quest 11 though. They made that mode where you run around in a circle.
That's what I'm talking about.
Stupid. I had to turn it off to play.
They put this fraud Dragon Quest 11 action mode because they're so scared and they're trying to convince people. No, it's a good game. So let's make you run around. It doesn't matter. It's the game's still turn based, but you can run around. Look, like because that's how spooked they are. And PlayStation 4 owners don't want to buy Dragon Quest despite it being. It's really good. They don't want to play it. You know, they don't want to play it.
All owners want to do in games is run around.
I'm sorry.
That's all they want to do is run around.
Western Dragon Quest fan, like Western people in the West, don't want to buy Dragon Quest because it's turn based. Because it's turn based, and they think that Hero gets announced, people crying. Who's this person? Like a lot of people here in the West have a thing against turn based games, which Abaddon is. You can't sit there and deny. You can't deny that.
Hold up. Let me bring up another game. This game was highly renowned. This game was highly talked about. Let's talk about Octopath Traveler.
It sold pretty goddamn well. That was a new IP.
Octopath Traveler sold 1.3 million in a month, which is incredible. But then after
a new IP that was turn based and that it looked like a 60.
And then what happened
on
the
a
month
system
after?
that did not even have half?
Hey,
that's not as good of a comparison.
That's
not as good of a comparison because Octopath Traveler that is
not nearly as big of a game.
Yeah, 16.
That's nostalgia driven.
You know,
but I'm using that point for the nostalgia points. So the hit for even when you hit the nostalgia, like the nostalgia nature of people, what people love, it still isn't enough. I'm talking business right now. That's why I understand the move they did.
Oh, I understand
I can easily see, I can acknowledge it. I can see where it looks like people are milking Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, they're milking.
But I can also see
like it is what it is.
They're milking it. They're milking it for sure.
But hold on. What I can also see. I could also see from a creator standpoint, and I'm looking at this from a creator standpoint. Maybe I have a different lens from a creator standpoint. Mm-hmm. Creating something like that, and you having the opportunity to not be held down by what's the word I'm looking for? Hardware limitations. Where you are not held down by hardware limitations, and you want to try to take this game as far as it can go. I can respect that.
Then why is it? Wait a minute. Then why is it
the
game
on
PC?
So let me ask you this question, right?
What's up? And I got your question next, OJ.
Everything you've been saying can apply to a remake that I think was one of the best remakes ever made, and that was done in a shorter gap, which is the Resident Evil one. From original Resident Evil to the remake of Resident Evil.
Man, that game is
tiny
compared to FF7, bro.
No, I'm just saying the whole.
No, but let him have his point. Go ahead.
That's a good point. Was absolutely amped up, and you had a whole different feeling when you played that game. And
you also know
it stayed really close to the original storyline.
Did you also know that people?
There was a lot of shit that was redone in that game that gave you a whole different feel of it.
Mm-hmm. But you know why that comparison isn't the best comparison, because people often complain, and there's a community that complained about that game from who played the original. There's a lot of content that was in the original that lacks in the remake. So there's a lot of criticism there too.
But
Like
they enhanced a lot of stuff and did a lot.
they
of different
did,
things
but
too.
there was a lot, but there's a lot of stuff that was missing. So it's like literally, there's always going to be a give or take. There's always going to be a give or take. A lot of the stuff that was in there
for us to take this long to get this whole fucking game out.
And
Okay.
guys, for those in the chat, I'm aware that the game's coming to PC. I was just talking when Abaddon said they don't want to be held back by hardware limitations. Oh, but they take Sony's money to get it exclusive first and then hold back. Then
So,
if
yeah.
you want to be held back by hardware limitations, then the game should be freaking PC. Let's go all in on PC. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost.
Well,
Square Enix accepted Sony's money, so it's like, what do you expect for the first year? You know what I mean? It's
I'm
what
just
you
saying.
get.
I know people tell me the game's coming to PC. Y'all don't
Listen,
think I know that? Like y'all know I didn't know the game's coming to PC. I'm aware of that.
Listen. I'll be the first to tell you. I don't know what Square Enix. Listen, Square Enix is the same company that came out with Kingdom Hearts 3. So I don't get everything that Square Enix does. I don't agree with everything Square Enix does. Okay.
Such a bad game.
So
As a Kingdom Hearts fan, Kingdom Hearts 3 based
I don't
Kingdom Hearts 3 is so
agree.
bad.
I don't agree with everything Square Enix does. Let's make that clear. I openly came against Kingdom Hearts 3. And I was openly critical. OJ, I shared an article more before any of you guys did with Red 13. I called it stupid.
I don't understand Kingdom Hearts 3, so anybody who wants to talk about trash, I don't understand anything with Kingdom Hearts 3.
I could tell
Kingdom
you the
Hearts
lore
fans
if you
confuse
want.
the hell out of me. I just watch HMK go ballistic on people and just like his tweets because I like him. So I mean and I watch his videos on Kingdom Hearts. I have no idea what I'm looking at, but I'm just supporting the boy. But I stay out of the whole Kingdom Hearts thing because y'all crazy as hell. So I just try to stay away from that stuff. Y'all crazy. But anyway, Baron, you didn't play the Final Fantasy VII Remake though, bro. Like you didn't play the demo. Why didn't you play the demo? You got a PS4. Why didn't you play the demo?
Were you at AEW tapings this week?
Okay, his mic is muted. Okay. Well, either way, we're gonna go ahead and move on. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Maybe we can revisit that. We're gonna move on to the Switch 3-year anniversary.
Yeah, next topic. Tired of that shit.
No.
We're gonna talk about the Switch 3-year anniversary. The Switch came out a couple days ago, or the anniversary was a few days ago. So I wanted to go over you guys' what were you guys doing if you did get the Switch day one, or whenever you did pick up the Switch. What were you guys' impressions? What did you guys think when you first picked it up? I guess we can start with VC. VC, what were you doing back in March 3rd, 2017? What were you doing, my man?
Well, my trip to get the Switch was a little bit of a long-winded journey in 2017, but basically on March, my friend got a Switch and we played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for like 4 days straight. Both took off work and it was amazing. It was so much fun playing through the game, learning about the mechanics, seeing all the realistic stuff, and also being able to play the game on the go, handheld mode, all that kind of stuff was a lot of fun because he also got snipper clips too and Fast RMX, so we were playing those games. And that was a lot of fun multiplayer mode. Being able to do all this stuff with the Switch was cool, you know what I mean? When I picked it up, it was when Mario Odyssey released, because that was like the game I was looking forward to more than Breath of the Wild. I picked up Breath of the Wild that Christmas, and I played it the other day on stream. Y'all can check it out on my channel. I streamed it yesterday. We had a lot of fun playing that again. And playing through Odyssey, when I finally had my own Switch, it felt like playing Mario 64 again. Like, that's how I felt, like, honestly. Like, I felt like I was a little kid again, and it was weird. You know what I mean? It was like euphoric. I had like an epiphany, like, wow, gaming is fun again. Like, this is possible, you know what I mean? Because like the beginning of this generation absolutely sucked horribly. The PS4 was winning out the gate because Xbox One and Wii U died right out the gate. So a lot of things on the Wii U ended up coming to the Switch anyway, so the Wii U is pointless. And I barely had that much games for it. And the Switch brought me back into gaming. It's because of the Switch that I'm here right now talking to all of you, like dead ass. Like, brought me back into gaming. It got me back into it, and there's so many games on my Switch. I found that there's like 240 games on it, so I kind of have an issue. And the Switch is that good. I have 240 games on it, bro. So that's how it's been with me. Once I played Odyssey, it's a wrap.
Nice. What's your top 3 games that you can just off the top of your head?
Right.
Just they don't have to be in any order or anything.
Well, there's honestly a ton of games. I'll just mention a top 3 and an indie I'll mention. Xenoblade Chronicles is great because Torna and 2, I'll put those together. Also, Astral Chain and Mario Odyssey. And Smash Bros. Ultimate's great. But when it comes to indies, Golf Story. People have to play Golf Story. Sports Story is coming soon.
I heard a
That's
lot
one
of
my
good things
big
about that
highlights for
game.
2020. Yeah, Golf Story is one of the best games, honestly, deadass. It's actually fun to play golf in that game. And that's saying something.
Nice.
There's a lot of good humor and writing in the game, too. Like, I like games with good writing and humor. Similar to AI Somnium Files, which dropped, actually, last year. Great game. But great game on the Switch, too. Runs well.
All right. So what about you, Abaddon? What were you doing back March 3rd, 2017?
Oh, man. See, this is a fun story because March 3rd, I was on my way to Walmart because at the time I was playing... I was playing Zelda Wind Waker on the Wii U, and then I, went over to Walmart, copped the Switch, and I had Breath of the Wild coming in the mail the next day. So the first 2 games I actually purchased were games I got from the eShop, and that was Fast RMX, that racing game for the Switch, it's Snipper Clips, and I didn't have Zelda Breath of the Wild yet, and I had to wait till the next day, so. Played those, handheld first, and I docked it. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And I got off early off work the next day. In fact, on my way back home from work, I went to the mall to go cop me a Pro Controller because that was unnecessary. That was real necessary for Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild came in, and I can remember this that literally was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The day literally gapped. Like, it went until probably, I would say, 10 o'clock that night when I noticed, the time change. Because that game had me hooked. Like, I remember I played Breath of the Wild literally the entire day. Because that's when I got my Switch. I got my Switch day 1 when it came out. And just being able to, leave that first area and then even go towards, the ice areas and start seeing how things were changing. And it's like, just knowing that I'm playing this console game on my television, and I could literally take this and go into the next room. Like, that was dope.
Yeah. I remember I was working for a recruiting tech company at the time, and I was in Los Angeles. And the day that it came out, it was a Friday when it came out. So I was in Los Angeles that Friday. I remember they told me like on Wednesday, like, oh, you got to be in Los Angeles for work. And I'm like, bruh. Why do I got to be in Los Angeles on the day that the Switch launches? So I remember rushing back from Los Angeles, to get my Switch. And Best Buy, they're fraudulent, dude. Best Buy, dude, I was there. People that lined up and didn't even have reservations got their Switches before people who had reservations. They let people in, and they let people in and get their Switches before people who had reservations because they had one line. I said, this is quite possibly the worst thing that I've ever seen. My brother, he got his Switch. If he had a reservation, he got it at GameStop. Bam, they just went right in there. You got a reservation, cool. People who don't have reservations, basically, got it last because they're the ones who didn't have reservations. So I just remember being annoyed with that, but as soon as I got home, I think I recorded a video of like an unboxing or something like that, and then I started playing. Man, it was magical, dude. Like when I first started playing Breath of the Wild, I was like, "Oh snap! This is amazing!" And I played it all weekend, dude. I played it all weekend.
Yep.
I played it for 12 hours a day on that night, and I fell asleep, woke up, playing it again. Played it all day, then played it again on Sunday. I was like, I gotta go to work. And then it was so funny because then I got fired on that Monday.
Get to go home and play more Zelda.
That's pretty much what I did, dude. At first I was pissed, but then I went home. I was like, wait a minute, this might not be that bad of an idea. Never mind the fact that I might not be able to afford mortgage. Let me just play some more Breath. I'll figure it out later. You know what I'm saying? So I just played Breath of the Wild the rest of the day, man, and then it was interesting. It was an interesting time from that. But that's pretty much my experience at launch, man.
Cool. For me, like my top 3 games, I would say Zelda Breath of the Wild is definitely up there on the Switch. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And then the last one is it's a flip between Smash or Splatoon.
Okay, Splatoon sighting. Okay.
Yeah, so I like playing Splatoon on the Switch. So those are like my top on the Switch. and I'll take from VC and use one indie game. My favorite indie game on the Switch is Monster Boy. That game is amazing.
Nice.
Oh, Monster Boy is the one after Wonder Boy, right?
Yeah.
Or that's one before? Because I always get mixed
No,
up.
Monster Boy is the one that came out afterwards. Matter of fact, Monster Boy is the one that came out right before Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay. So the new game. It was the new game. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember I already did like a top 5 video, but for my top 3, and then I'll pick an indie too. Smash Brothers, no particular order. Smash Brothers, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Those 3 games are like my holy trinity. In terms of indie games, Steamworld Dig 2, baby. Oh my god,
I
still have yet to play that.
I like one.
I still have yet to play that.
Yo, I just got one of the last copies. There's only like 6,000 copies of this, but Steamworld Quest. It came with a bunch of goodies too, like.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yo, treasure that, man.
I know, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great Steamworld game. I highly recommend it, OJ. If you like any other Steamworld.
I have the game. I've played
Very
it.
Good. Oh,
I got a review copy back when it first came out, and I played it. It's good. I like it.
I'm surprised I actually didn't see the stream. I'm shocked.
No, I never streamed it. I just said it was a good game on Twitter.
Meaning it's a game I enjoyed for me. I enjoyed the game.
Yeah,
pretty
much. They just said, "Hey, you want a copy?" I said, "Sure." I was like, And when people say, "Should you get the game?" I'm like, "Yep." They're like, "Okay, I'll buy it, OJ, because you said it." I said, "Okay, great." Yep. So I repaid them in somebody else buying it. Like I think I had at least 4 or 5 people reach out to me, and I said, "Yeah, buy it." And then they bought. They're like, "Okay, yeah, I'll buy it." So there you go. I love Steamworld Dig, man. Steamworld Dig 2 is just so fantastic.
Yeah,
such a fantastic
it's such a great game,
Yeah.
and it's usually been on sale lately, but that's good.
Somebody talked about Katana Zero is great too, but just Steamworld Dig came out first, so it's just they're both really good, but just Steamworld Dig was just like it was like
I
the
hopped on
indie
that
game,
train late.
you know.
It was
because it came out in
the indie game on the Switch.
Because it came out that same year. It was
2018. It was 2018. Well, 2018 at the E3 presentation, there was Reggie, and it showed the background, which showed all the indie games behind him. You see Steamworld Dig, you see Stardew Valley. If you see the E3 2018 presentation where Reggie's there, you see the background of a bunch of indie Switch games.
No. That game came out 2017, bro. I know it.
Maybe late 2017. Maybe
September.
It came out late 2017, and then they started like showing it off a little bit as like one of those big games people bought. Because I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking of, because it came out September 21st, 2017. Because I knew I played it in 2017. I was like, no, this is a 2017 game. So yeah, it's been 3 years. I actually replayed it on my Switch Lite and beat the whole game. It's not a really long game, but I actually replayed it.
like a few hours.
Well, it's depends on like how much you do. Like you can just like go through it, and you could probably beat it in like 5-6 hours. But if you like get everything, it's probably more like around 10-15 hours. Like if you try to actually get everything and get like all the different upgrades and collect all the different stuff in the game. But it's great. The sound effects are good. HD Rumble still to this day one of the best implementations of HD Rumble. I love the HD Rumble in that game. So
it's definitely one of the best implementations. I agree with that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's really good, man. All right. So, Baron, do you have anything to add to this in terms of your Switch anniversary?
I do. I was just waiting for y'all to stop all that nonsense y'all was talking.
Nonsense. Okay, enlighten us, Baron.
I hope you have the same pick I picked. The certain one pick. You know, bro. You know.
What was
Astral Chain Gang? Come on, it's gotta be in your top 3.
Okay, what was the thing again?
Switch 3rd-year anniversary.
Yeah, what are your top 3? What are your top 3 Switch games and what are your favorite indies?
No, what were you doing? Like, what was your Switch?
And what were you
March
doing
3rd?
Yeah.
March 3rd, 2017. What were you doing? When did you go pick up your Switch? How was the experience?
March 3rd, I tried to get the Switch at midnight, and it was absolutely a disaster. Because obviously I didn't have it pre-ordered.
Sorry.
So you didn't get to just walk in line and cut through the people who were waiting in line? You couldn't do that?
This fraud did not pre-order the system?
No, I don't pre-order a damn thing. I go out and just get it when it drops at midnight.
But the Switch was hot, though. You should have known the Switch was going to be hot.
Well, it was hot because I went to a lot of different stores to get this damn thing. And my search started at 12 midnight. It ended at 3 a.m. 3:15 exactly.
Where did you get it at?
I actually got it at a Walmart. And what was so funny, I think I went to GameStop first, which I should have known. it wasn't going to happen. But I tried to go to a GameStop that was like not so popular here in Atlanta. Like the one, you know how every city has a GameStop that's off in the cut that's not really popular.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not the one people go to. But when I showed up, it was an ass of people there. So I was really pissed about that. Because I was like, what the hell are y'all doing here? Then I found out, you know, stuff was limited. So I tried Best Buy. Best Buy was doing Midnight. They sold out. A lot of Walmart sold out. And what was so funny is that a couple that I met at a Best Buy 45 minutes on the other side of town ended up in the same Walmart I was in getting a Switch at 3 o'clock in the morning.
How many Switches did that Walmart have? Did they have a lot of them there?
They had 3 left.
Oh.
And we got the last 3. And I made a video. Actually, it's still on Twitter. If y'all go look up March 3rd, 2017. I still had a video. I actually, you know, I put a video up me laughing because I had got the Switch because I was complaining that I couldn't get it. So yeah, it was a good time. I played, of course, Breath of the Wild, and I couldn't stop playing it. I actually did not go to work the next day. That's how much I was playing that game. So
You called it?
No. I did the black folk thing. Just don't show up.
What?
So
Wait a minute, you just didn't show up?
I've done that before. Don't worry.
Everybody's done that. Everybody
yeah.
sit up here and tell me
I don't
they
know if
done
I've ever
that.
just not showed up to work. Well, wait a minute. No, I did.
No,
Exactly. Yeah.
they call you, be like, "Oh, damn, I must have read the schedule wrong." But anyway,
Yeah, I thought I was off today. That's my fault. I'm sorry. I did not even know. Can you please just? I just didn't know. It's my fault.
and then after you hang up with him, you say, "Bitch," and keep playing.
Yeah. Now I got that free day off. Let's go. I only have a few hours till I have to go to sleep.
I remember when Pokemon Diamond and Pearl came out, I was like, you know what I did to get out of work that day? I was like, I have a flat tire.
The classic flat tire.
The classic flat tire. I'm in trouble. I'm like, man, I was at home. You know what? I was at home playing Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, bro. Or Pokemon Pearl. I got Pokemon Pearl. My friend got Diamond. I got Pearl. And when he was at we were both just sitting in my living room at my mom's house at the time, and we were just like, playing Pokemon. He was playing right there, and I was playing. And we played for like 6 hours. Then he went home.
No sleepover. No sleepover. No.
No. Well, no. We were old.
Well, I'd hope so. You're 47 now, right?
We were. Yeah. I'm exactly. So 2006.
Yeah.
So.
My top. Well, I need top 3 or top 5.
Just top 3 in an indie game.
I definitely ain't got no indie game for you. That's for sure.
None. Come on. There's gotta
None.
be one that you
I'm
like.
I'm not a fan of indie games. Really
But
not.
like, there's gotta be one that you've played and you enjoyed. Come on.
Not on Switch, no.
You haven't played a
not
single
one
indie game?
That you
Hell no.
enjoyed at least. That's weird.
If you could count Warframe as an indie game, but
Technically it is.
it kind of can, kind of
Yeah.
not. But that's the only indie game I played. Warframe and Paladins. That's about it.
That's very weird. I don't know. Just because there's so many indie games on the Switch, because there's such a lack. Nah, not gonna say anything. Continue.
No, say it. There's a lack
Nah.
of bigger third-party games on the Switch, so there's a
No,
lot of
not
indie games to
third-party
play.
games. Not third-party games.
Well, I'm gonna get.
A first-party that I feel that I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of stuff has come out. Yes, Nintendo has been pumping out lots of content first-party, but stuff that I've been looking forward to hasn't been happening.
First of all, let me settle this right now for the chat. I didn't buy a console for no damn indie game. I'm sorry, that's not what I bought a console for. So I would rarely ever play indie game. And I guess you could put Warframe and Paladins in there. Those are the only indie games that really jumped out to me that I was like, okay, I have to play this. Because it was more of, that modern, type of developed game. All that throwback 8-bit side scrolling stuff. I can't.
So you haven't played The Messenger. You haven't played The Messenger, for example.
I ain't played none of them shits. None of them. None. I don't care about none of them.
Switch exclusive indie golf story.
None
You haven't
of
played that
them,
either?
bruh. I don't care about none of them. What part of none of them are you not understanding?
Even the
Do I have
wrestling
to
game
spell
that's
out the
coming
word?
out.
Never-
Even the wrestling one that's coming out.
He
Come
doesn't
on,
care,
you gotta play
obviously.
that
You've
game.
never-
Now, hold up. I might
because that game looks
might
good.
get that one because I have to support my peers.
Hell
on
yeah,
that
that's
one.
what I'm saying.
You know,
I
my
can't
peers
imagine you
are in
not
that
doing
game.
that.
You
That's
know
what
what
I'm
I
saying.
mean?
They had the
Now that's the
concept,
only
look at
one
it.
I probably would, but that's not out yet. You asking me right
Man,
now?
you're
0.
missing out, man, because there's some pretty dope indie
There
games.
is some really good games.
Yeah.
Like some of the games are better than Nintendo's games.
bruh,
Like Cuphead, you gotta be playing Cuphead.
I
That's
ain't
not,
playing no damn Cuphead.
bro. You wild. You wild.
Nah,
You
I
should
ain't
check
playing-
out Cuphead. I think you might like
No.
Cuphead.
No, I'm not.
Cuphead's
I'm not messing with no
ferociously
Cuphead.
fierce.
You
And
know
you
what
like
I mean?
Cuphead is
intense
great.
gameplay.
That's a great
I'm
game.
sorry, bro.
Single player
look,
and co-op.
bro. The only games I could go back on the nostalgia feel like that are the games I grew up on. You know what I mean? I'm not really a fan of people, taking them old school type of games and then making new ones in today. I'm not really a big
just
fan of
genres.
that.
That's the problem. It's
You know
just
what I mean?
genres, and you're assuming that just because the
So-
old games back in the day started the genre, that's all you can enjoy, and that's a little weird.
No, that's the.
Because the new games
I'm
are
only going to
able
go back and
add
play
new
in
stuff
that
to the genre.
style off the ones I already played before. I'm in 2020. I want something built for 2020. That's just how I am.
All right, well, Final Fantasy VII is built for 2020, and you're
No,
bitching
Final
about it.
Fantasy VII is
Excuse my
built for
language.
dumbasses that want to sit up there and give people their money. That's who that's
And you're
built
right.
for.
You're right, though, Baron. But
I'm
it's
not
new.
buying
It's
that
exactly
shit.
what you're asking
I'm not buying
for.
it. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking
It
for
is.
Breath
It's
of the
just the
Wild.
type of-
I'm
it's just
asking
the
for Astral
stipulations
Chain.
behind
I'm
it.
asking for Super Mario Odyssey. I'm asking for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's
Notice
what
how
I'm
none of them are on Sony consoles, by the way, guys.
Okay, that's what I'm asking for.
Okay,
I'm not
let me
asking
go over
for
some
that.
let me go over some donations, and then we can maybe get into something else.
Tell them the wrong DJ
Let's
King.
get
It's
into some
wrong.
donations here. Shout outs to Matthew Hammond, donated $1, and he says, "Will the PE podcast start on time?" No, we are waiting on late essence. Okay. Then Nathan H says,
That
he
must
super
be the
chatted
old one.
$2. Yeah, it was a little bit old. I haven't got to it yet, so I'm getting over all of it right now. It says, ever heard of Impact Direct? Was pretty cool. Okay, Impact Direct. I think he's talking about Nintendo Direct, but it's not talking about something else there. JK says donated $2 Canadian. He says S3 of Castlevania is spicy. Season 3. So season 3 of Castlevania. I'm gonna watch that this weekend. Lou Silver donated $4.99 super chat, and he says Baron on indies sounding like PS4 dudes he argues with about Nintendo games looking cheap in comparison to Sony games. I'd say there's somewhat same energy.
That's not the same energy.
Little
That's
bit.
nowhere near. They
A little bit of the
literally
same energy.
think
A little bit of the
Nintendo-
same energy. A little bit of the same
No.
energy.
They literally think Nintendo games are the worst in the bottom of the barrel of the whole
They're just
damn
talking about
gaming industry.
Graphics wise, he's talking
No.
about.
It's not just graphics with them. They literally believe these games are trash.
No, they don't. Because
That's not. Yes, they
here's
do.
The reason, here's the reason why they don't.
Yes,
because
they do,
I
bro.
guarantee you, if those games were on PlayStation, they'd be more than happy to buy those.
OJ,
games.
you know
Half the
I argue
games
with
are
these
on the
fools more than you.
PlayStation.
No, he's
They
talking about
really
first-party
truly
games.
believe this.
Oh well,
It's about first party
that's,
games.
I
If,
thought it was,
if Super Mario
indies.
Odyssey was on PS4 and it looked like that for 4K, 60 frames per second, they would rush out there to buy that in a heartbeat.
I'm
Hey,
trying
dude,
to tell you,
remember
man.
what happened with the PSP? Time it got hacked. What did people do? Download SNES ROMs.
You even got to say that. Just anything that Sony fans can do, any type of creation, is always a Nintendo thing. Every time.
Let's just be real here, guys. I mean, like, and it can go the same for any fanboy that you want to say in whatever regard, but I truly feel that if Breath of the Wild was on PS4 in 4K and 60 frames and all this stuff, like, they would rush out there and buy it in a New York
Heartbeat.
second or whatever. You know
I
what I'm
really,
saying?
I
Like,
really believe that too. But some of them truly believe that the epitome of gameplay is that over-the-shoulder, non-jumping God of War and The Last of Us. They really, truly believe that. That's
Yep.
the pinnacle of
That's
gameplay to
true.
them.
That's
Some
true.
of
And
them
it's
just
insane to me. It's like no,
but graphics are a big part of what they identify as part of a great experience, which is what you're doing here too, and that's why I said it's a little bit of the same
I'm not
energy.
talking about just graphics. I'm talking about I want a modern built game. That's what I want today. I had that back then when I was a
but
child. I
the
enjoyed
thing.
that.
Some of those,
I want something. This is what I bought a Switch for. I
Some
want
of these
to
indie
play
games
something
have
with the Switch screen.
some of these indie games have modern gameplay ideas built into it, though.
But
Some
here's
of
the
them are
thing:
saying
I'm not really trying to visit 2D too much. I'm really not. I'm not happy to
There's
go
3D
back.
indie games.
Yeah, there's a ton of them. There's a ton.
You know what I mean? I'm talking 2.5D too.
There's ukulele. That's a 3D.
you
Hat
know
in
what I mean?
Time. That's
Ah.
3D.
Ukulele?
Yeah,
Everspace.
Did you just really say ukulele to me?
that's a 3D
Ukulele's
game.
not the best. Ukulele's not the best suggestion.
Oh
though.
my god!
No, he
ukulele.
said a 3D game. I simply
I don't-
said
yeah,
it's,
bro.
a game,
Yeah,
it's a
but
3D indie game.
Ukulele
What?
is trash, bro. Get out of here with that.
At least Impossible Lair is a better game. You should check
What
out
about A Hat in
Impossible
Time?
Lair,
What about A Hat in
Get
Time?
Impossible Lair.
What about A Hat in
said-
Time?
Did you say lair? What the hell?
Impossible Lair.
Ukulele and the
Ukulele
Impossible Lair. But
That's the game you should get.
That's a 2D game though. He's talking about
Exactly. Exactly.
That
and you would like
ukulele don't look. That reminds me of like Knack. When I see that,
Knack. Oh my god.
Knack is a 3D game. What are you talking about?
It gives me the vibe of Knack.
No,
Like
it
it's just
doesn't.
trash.
Those
bro.
two games are
Like,
nothing alike, bro.
I get Knack vibes from that. I'm talking about the quality. I just get
You
Knack.
have no idea what you're talking about if you're comparing Knack quality to Ukulele and the Impossible
Yeah,
Lair.
I just get that vibe.
Ukulele and the Impossible Lair is so much better.
But
than
like
Knack
I said, like the indie games that really got me was the Warframe. There was really nothing like that.
Yo, Baron,
you know-
Santiago 316 says, can't take someone who buys Madden yearly seriously, lol.
Who gives a damn? Look, I don't give a damn if you don't like I buy Madden or not. That has nothing to do with this subject right here.
That's true.
There's no relation.
There's no
There's
relation
really
to
no
that.
relation.
Yeah.
There's no relation.
Because me buying Madden every year plays exactly into what I'm talking about. Even though they make the most minimal changes possible to the damn
I think
game every year.
but see, the gamer has to be willing to dive into new genres, into new games. And that's the thing. Most gamers, as you've proclaimed, they like things over the shoulder. They think that's the best and that everything else is just crap. And unfortunately for them, that's just because they're ignorant and stupid.
So
And
most
of the time, that's just how it is.
Let me read this super chat real quick. He said, Baron hype Octopath Traveler mad times. Yes, I did. Because I believe the graphics and presentation that they did was totally different. It was a whole different thing. You know what I mean? But the gameplay was still kind of really way throwback though. You know what I mean? I played the demo and all.
The gameplay was actually, well, it's turn-based, if you want to call turn-based
Yeah.
old school. But
turn-based.
the gameplay was
old
actually
school
based off of
turn-based.
Bravely Default, which is a newer game. So, I mean, it's just that's older RPGs didn't do that type of thing that Bravely Default, or that Bravely Default does. So I guess you can say it was, but it's only old school game because it's a turn-based. The actual gameplay within Bravely Default and within Octopath Traveler is actually a little bit more modern for RPGs. Believe it or
You can
not.
speed up Octopath if you want. It doesn't have to be like super slow-mo turn-based. You can speed it up.
And one thing that bothered me about I mean, Octopath did throw in some stuff, how they narrated and stuff in there and all that stuff too. So it had a real old school feeling, but it had a couple of notches with the modernized stuff. But overall, I still looked at that as like an old school type of experience though. So, I mean, I don't know why everybody's mad because I don't play no indies. I'm like,
Not even like
I guess-
one that you
I
like
guess Warframe
weird,
and
because
Paladins
so
don't
many.
matter. It's like
Well, no, they matter. They said those are indie. Those are indies too. Like Warframe and Paladins, those are indies. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, I put a lot of hours in both those damn games.
I know you put a lot of hours into Paladins. I know you like that game a lot. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I put a
Yo, we play Paladins on Baron.
Switch.
We gotta link up.
Yo, me too.
Yeah,
Let's all
I
play.
play Paladins on Switch and I play Warframe on Switch.
I need to start getting back into Warframe, so I'll play those games.
I'm down for Paladins. always.
Warframe.
I got 400 hours in
incredible.
Paladins.
Warframe is an
nice.
incredible game.
Yeah.
I wish
It
that
is.
they just made like a I would just love like a Warframe 2 that was not an always online. Like if it was like a single player game and with AI, like AI controlled people, like, and then like you go through like a regular story, like I would pay $120 if they made something.
I've been saying that ever since I played Warframe. I was like, who is the publisher that said no to this game?
It's an
I want to know
MMORPG,
who
basically.
said no to this game because this game is freaking amazing.
It's amazing. It really is great.
It's a legit. You could basically call that like the Switch's first real MMORPG. Honestly,
I mean,
I'm just laughing at the chat.
that game blew my mind. That plays better than most of these AAA games I play.
it does. So when Nico said in the chat, Warframe is crazy, puts Anthem to shame. I agree.
Warframe?
Yeah, puts Anthem to
I-
shame.
It
I
puts
played it on PC
Destiny
a
to
couple
shame
years ago.
too. So
Warframe is amazing. I was blown away by how good the Switch port of it was.
But it wasn't good at first though. Like
It took
What are you
years.
talking about?
it took 2 years on PC for it to start picking
it's-
up.
Oh, you're talking about
Had
the
to
actual
add a lot
game.
of stuff to it.
Yeah,
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what you compare Warframe with? You could probably compare Warframe with Phantasy Star Online 2, the way like both games started.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like Phantasy Star started back in 2012, and playing it back then versus playing it now is night and day.
Or even Final Fantasy 14, for example.
Yes, Chips, it does.
Yeah.
Chips Axis Warframe have cross progression and save. It does.
Yeah, but I think it only has it like one time. Like you can't go back and forth. That's what from what I understand. Like on Switch.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's just a one-time deal. I don't think it's like I think Witcher.
Dauntless is either or.
Yeah,
I didn't like Dauntless when
I love
played it.
Warface. Warface is really good. I used to play it on the PS4, and it's good on the Switch, but there can be some issues once in a blue moon. But
I don't know why y'all like Warface.
I still haven't played it.
Warface, I played it. It's just decent. It's just
it's just because you ain't good. That's the reason why, bro.
I actually do pretty good. It's just it doesn't.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to see.
I can't really put my hand on it.
How are you gonna believe you? How are you gonna?
Okay,
I don't
a silly
get
argument
immersed.
though. Like,
he
he doesn't like a game because he's not good at it.
No, I'm
of course
actually
it's a
pretty
silly
good.
argument.
No.
That's the point.
I'm actually good at it. I do very well on that.
I feel like let's play
but
some Smash.
I'm not immersed into that game like I am with other shooters. It's just
I'm like so immersed into it because I used to play it all the time too. So like me, like I know the whole game like the back of my hand.
And I think half of the problem is the stiff ass animations and the subpar sound effects.
Well, if you're stiff, you're not running fast enough.
Dang.
I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good for a free to play game. I don't think it's bad.
It's very
I don't
good
think
for
it's
a free-to-play
horrible,
game.
but
Like for what it is.
I wouldn't put down Call of Duty for it. That's what
There's no Call of Duty on
I
Switch.
put down Call of Duty. I put down Call of Duty for it back on the PS4.
I rather play Warface because it's free. Call of Duty you gotta pay, and then you gotta sit there and download it for 10 hours before.
And you can play with a whole group of friends on both teams too on Warface.
So I'm good. I'm good on actually paying for Call of Duty, or I bought Call of Duty on the Wii U back in the day. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. I'll play that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, baby. $8 at Best Buy.
Bend the knee?
Call of Duty.
You
Black
think
Ops
they're gonna bend the knee because they watched so much money walk away?
You sound like a rapper, dude.
I can't help it.
He sound like Rick Ross right now.
No.
There we go. He do like Rick Ross.
No, Trey the Truth. Trey the Truth, Abaddon. Trey the Truth. That's what he sounds like right now. Trey the Truth.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next topic, boys and girls. Let's talk about E3.
E3.
Baron did not like my title.
I didn't because they came out and said E3 is still going strong.
Let me read what happened though. The people who set up like the floor plans and everything for E3, like who set stuff up, they said they're not doing it this year.
They quit.
Yeah, they quit.
Like, okay,
I am 8-bit. This is what they put out an official statement. What they say?
The statement was mad shady. Just read how they wrote it. Like it's shady.
Let me find out. Let me. I had it.
It's like we're sorry, we're not sorry.
Yeah, I don't know where that statement is now. I know it was
it's on their profile, isn't it, on Twitter?
Yeah, I thought it was, but I can't find the stupid thing. Somebody needs to grab it for me. Okay, John retweeted it, so let me just look up John's profile real quick. I thought I had it, bro, but I guess I clicked off of the
floor plan bounce. They're like, you know what?
Okay,
we can't clean up the CV.
Here we go. Here's what they said. They said it's with mixed emotions that I Am 8-bit has decided to resign as creative directors of what was to be an evolutionary E3 2020 floor experience. We've produced hundreds of gaming plus communities events, and it was a dream to be involved with E3. We wish the organizers the best of luck. So they lost their people that were doing the whole revolutionary fans are bringing in and all that. Dude,
Yep.
And with the whole C virus thing going on, it seems to me like this is going to be a digital year, bro.
Yep.
I doubt it because apparently, how long they been doing it? I think this would just be their second year doing it or something like that.
I don't know.
This company, somebody was pointing that out.
Well, they got to find a new company in a month, or else it's too late.
Ain't nothing gonna change. Honestly, I really believe that. They seem to have the situation under control. We really haven't had any cases that already been announced that's been spread within states. Except Seattle is just an exemption.
Baron, they just announced the state of emergency for Los
emergency.
Angeles
I'm about to say, did you hear about
and
that?
San Francisco.
Have you seen the news in
They
New
was going to
York
do
at
that
all,
regardless
or-
from what happened last week. So I knew that was going to happen in Los Angeles as well.
But
I'm
Baron,
talking about all the other places that had, they situations is really not getting out of control. But the thing, I'm pretty sure this thing will be contained they'll get it under control. And we talking about June, people, so there's no point in them canceling the show right now.
Well, you gotta.
Baron,
It's time to
this
set up.
isn't 1482. It's not gonna take 4 years for it to spread. It took 28 days for it to spread worldwide.
Bro, I understand what
People
you're saying.
are on airplanes going everywhere.
We understand that. This is why they put travel restrictions on a lot of places.
They
they
ain't
don't
putting
want
much
to
travel
And people don't
But
wash
you gotta
their hands.
understand. But you and that's also an issue. But you
Exactly.
gotta understand that it's really hard to do that for how modern our travel is. You know what I mean? Once you already find a case, that person already exposed a bunch of people. But the fact of the matter is that you have a lot of places where it's not really spreading. That's a good indication that this will be under control. And I also don't like the fact that people are blowing this out of proportion when we still got people falling dead from the flu.
I hope you know the president took away some of our original benefits to prevent stuff like this from happening a year or two ago. So
I'm not going to get into none of that political stuff. I'm just talking.
I'm just mentioning that we could have prevented this. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but yeah, not gonna get into the political stuff.
Not gonna get into it.
Obviously, the U.S. is ill-equipped with the way that our system works. They are ill-equipped to handle from a monetary purposes wise and how insurance and how healthcare works here. We're kind of ill-equipped for this, and that's why companies are like, "Whoa," going all crazy about this, Baron. If we had a better system in place. If our system was like Japan, or if our system was like some other civilized countries that have the amount of resources that we have,
then it'd be one of the worst cases right now when it comes.
No, but how they're handling it, though, Baron. How they're handling it.
Yeah, they're just basically telling everybody stay the hell inside.
No. Other things, how they're tests for costs.
Yeah, I know they help
stuff like that. Like if America was like that, then I'd be more confident with okay, we can still continue on. If something happens, it's affordable for people and all that, but it's expensive as hell. So it's let's say even if you can, like you're strong, you're healthy, you get it, you're probably not gonna you're probably not gonna die. But even just getting the test, even just getting it, it's expensive, and companies don't want to pay for that. Insurance companies are banking on that. Their profits are going. Oh hell yeah, people are gonna get sick. They're chomping at the bit, waiting for people to do. So that's why companies are like, okay, like we don't want to go anywhere because they don't want to pay for this stuff. And people are like, oh man, does my insurance even cover that? Like, how much am I gonna have to pay out of pocket for it? So we're just not equipped for it. So I do think it's a good idea to still have E3 with the way that we run things here, with the way how.
Hold on. Let me put this in perspective because. I hate it like this because this is kind of a situation that's similar to the whole situation we have in America when it comes to nutrition. And we only believe what we're actually told in the news. You know what I mean? But a lot of us are so misinformed on nutrition in America. This is why we all have this heart disease and all this other garbage that we go through. But if you look at the numbers of the C virus, how many people have actually died, how many people have recovered, it's a big difference. And the recovery side is very high.
Dude, there's been a number of deaths, though.
but it has. Nothing compared to the flu. I mean, nothing compared to it.
This is a completely new strand, and this is completely
Yes, it's a completely
different.
new strand. That's why I don't like people trying to fearmonger people into trying to act crazy.
It's not fearmongering, bro. If one of your family members died, you'd be saying the same thing.
You're more than likely to contract the flu than to come into contact with the corona.
Baron, you're downplaying this too much, bro. Wait, I can't hear anything.
No, I don't know what happened with Discord.
VC's talking, but I didn't hear him.
He frozen on my screen. But like I was saying, like,
Abaddon, I can't hear Abaddon. Now VC's
can you hear
gone.
me?
VC's gone, but now he's back.
Oh, Lord.
I was on mute.
You can hear the robot.
Yeah,
VC was moving in slow motion.
How about now?
You're good. You're good now. You're good.
Okay.
All right, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, VC's frozen. I don't know what he's doing on your screen.
I'm still frozen. I shouldn't be frozen right now.
All right, now it's unfrozen. But yeah, we all know it's a new virus. They don't know how to attack it. We all know the flu vaccine doesn't do any justice toward it. Doesn't do anything to it. So that's why it's really an overreaction to say. But for how far they've gotten ever since this thing's.
Where'd you go?
I don't think people need to be fearful because I'm telling you, like, there's much more dangerous things that you can contract right now in America going outside.
That doesn't mean this isn't. You shouldn't. I mean, people are fearful of the flu though. There's like the flu.
No, they're not.
shot.
Nobody's canceling anything over the flu
because there's a flu shot. There's no C virus shot.
The flu's
people still get the shot and still end up in the hospital. What are you?
Not really.
Come on,
Most
bro.
people who get the shot don't end up in the hospital.
All right, do you want to hear what I said when my microphone wasn't working? I was saying, Baron, you're more likely to get this virus than to play Sony games. Like, that's how contagious this really is.
You
Serious.
just had to say that. That just made
It's
you
true
mad.
though. It's true though. Like if you go outside, and
Look at Abaddon's face. Abaddon, get the book.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. How's that an L? How's that an L? How's that an L? I'm stating facts. Y'all hating.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing, bro. I'm not hating on anything. It was just a
No,
horrible
not you,
joke.
OJ. Not you, OJ. I'm talking about
You
having
stopped
hate.
all of us just to say that.
He said, get the book. I'm just laughing, bro.
Hey man, everybody type an L in the chat for BC.
If you got the emotes, put the Gara in the chat.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Y'all ridiculous. BC, that was ridiculous. But yeah, like I'm saying, like
I'm telling you, you're taking this for granted, man.
I'm not taking it for
telling
granted.
you.
I'm actually going by the numbers and what's actually reported. You know, just it's something new, so everybody is like, "Oh my god, oh my god!"
And,
It's like,
you
bro,
know how many
relax,
people
bro.
can't skip work and have to go to work?
Yeah,
A lot of people that have to come across people every day, walk past people who could
yep.
be contagious. Like, it's pretty substantial.
I mean,
here. Like,
I'm
in
not
other
scared though.
countries,
I mean, I went to the gym. I've been going to the gym. That's probably the worst place to go. And I'm
There's
still
nothing to
still
be
going.
scared
people don't even clean the machines. Like, half the
I
time,
clean,
too. So
I
it's
clean,
like-
and I don't touch anybody when I go to the gym. I don't shake anybody's hand. I use
Yeah.
when I walk in. I use hand sanitizer. I sanitize.
Yo,
all my equipment.
elbow dumps for everybody.
I don't
Elbow dumps for
even- I just-
everybody.
Elbow bumps.
I just do this. I don't shake people's
Yeah.
hand. I don't shake people's hand when I go to the gym. Even before all of this, I don't do all that. But I'm still going. Apparently, you can inhale it. It's not just touch. You can inhale too.
It goes through your eyes, actually.
I don't know about that eye thing, bro.
Nah, it's definitely through the eyes too.
It's not through your eyes.
Wear goggles when you go outside,
What do you
guys.
mean? What do you mean?
Wear
It's not
goggles.
through your eyes. What eyes? What?
Tinfoil hat time, guys. Tinfoil
God.
hat.
So listen, I'm just saying, like, everybody need to pump their brakes. The media is blowing it out of proportion. It's just so ridiculous. It
But
really is.
It is more. How can I say this? It's not killing more people, but the
Well,
infection rate is.
They're
higher
saying
than
you
the
can
flu
get it through your
right
eyes.
now.
So there you go. It goes through your eyes, guys. If you
It's at 3.9% right now. The flu is at 1.2 as far as infection rate. So even though the flu is extremely common, this thing is spreading fucking fast.
Yo, people are saying spit or blow in your eyes. Like, no, it goes through the air. Are y'all like what?
Yeah,
Airborne. No one's gonna spit in your eyes.
some
Relax.
some people do spit on other people though.
They do.
Oh,
And that is
that's if
assault.
You're mad at
That's
someone.
a whole
Yeah.
another story.
Yeah.
That's assault
exactly.
here.
That is
That's either
assault.
assault
story.
or
Being a goblin liable to punch you in the face if you do that.
Oh hell yeah.
Well, there's been cases where I remember one guy spit. It was locally. One guy spit at some other guy at a club, and he socked him and broke his jaw. And he didn't get in trouble at all. So
Exactly, because
Oh,
spitting on
that's
someone
a lot
is
of bars.
assault.
A lot of bars like that.
Yeah, so
be
I
careful
don't.
where y'all at too, because people randomly injecting people with syringes now too.
Yo,
yeah, that is a thing. I saw that.
What?
Yeah. Like
yeah.
somebody was
that's
walking
correct.
by and some dude just randomly injected some lady with a syringe at
Yeah,
a
he did
grocery
the
store.
old lady with it, but he was an idiot because it was the syringe had semen in it, and she was clearly past retirement age, so that wasn't gonna work no matter what he was trying to do.
What was
It's
he
just
trying to
people
do
are
with?
wild.
What was
People
he
are
trying to do?
wild. That's all it is. People are just wild. People are crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm like in the leg, like what are you doing?
What was he trying to? Okay, I'm not even
Like what are you trying to accomplish? You know what I mean?
I was waiting for that story to be about Florida man, and it wasn't.
Damn, that sounds like a Florida man thing.
Grubby.
There is
So
a-
look,
there
I'm
is
just going to
Florida
say
news,
I'm just going to say
actually,
this.
that I know.
I want
of.
to say this, like, there is immediate, actions being taken, which I understand. You want to contain. They want to restrict travel from Asia. That's fine. I'm all for that. All this, we got to cancel this. We got to do. Relax, people. WrestleMania ain't being canceled. E3 ain't being canceled.
That's definitely not.
Y'all just look.
Canceling that for
Well,
shit.
here's the
It
thing.
ain't happening.
Here's the thing.
It's no
E3 E3 might be a better show. I mean, like an all digital presentation. I mean, Nintendo did it. It's great. You know.
It better be a 24-hour digital presentation.
No, it wouldn't be a
What?
24-hour.
Why?
But imagine if developers said, "Hey, we're going all digital this year." Imagine if E3 was a completely digital experience.
No.
And what if you can download some of the demos? What if they said instead of spending the money on the booths and all that, what if you can download the demos at home and you can play them and create content? Dude, for me, E3's been way. When I stopped going to E3, everything got better. I hate E3. I hate going to E3. When I started covering E3 from home, I had more fun.
OJ, hold up. OJ.
Screw E3.
You don't remember
OJ.
that in 07?
You know what? Hold up, OJ. That's
in
not
07
fair.
they did that. They had the side-by-side demos for E3.
Yeah.
OJ, you know what?
The God of War 3 demo. There was a couple of games on 360, and there was some WiiWare demos too. They showed them at E3, and then they were available that day. Like
You know what?
First of all, that's a lot of work for every developer to do.
OJ, that's not fair for you to say though. For you to say E3's because you live right there in California. That's like someone who lives in Florida saying Disney is boring, or someone who lives in Jersey.
No, it's
Six Flags is boring.
Bro, I was the same way. I was like, heck yeah, E3, woo! When I qualified, dude, E3's trash. You're waiting in line all day, all damn day. You're sitting there seeing preferential treatment to other people out there, IGN and GameSpot, and all these people spending money so they can play games super fast while you are sitting in line waiting 10 hours to play one game. Screw E3. I can't stand E3. It's boring as hell to go there. Even when you have all these games, you have all these damn nerds that smell like absolute trash. And you go to these lines and you're sitting there in these lines waiting forever.
Hoes mad.
No, I ain't mad. All right, I'm telling you how it's real. This is real. I went there 3 years. Dude, E3 is not fun for an independent content creator. If you're part of IGN or something and you got a booth and you're sitting there and developers are taking you back and giving you private demos, okay, great. You know what I'm saying?
What demo did you not get to play when you last went? What game were you not able to play when you last went to E3?
But hold up, OJ. Let me ask this though. It's like because when you went to this E3, you went as press, right?
Yes.
And how long ago was this?
The last E3 I went 2014, 2015, and 2016.
So 2014, 6 years ago, bro.
2014 was great, by the way.
It was great.
Yeah, I had fun at that one. I had fun at that E3 because it wasn't inundated with the damn public, okay? And there was media lines, and it was easier because like back then in 2014. The people who own, like, let's say people who own E3, the kids of the developers, they'd be able to go, right? So you had a lot of kids of developers. You didn't have the public though, so you'd have a lot of kids, friends, people that know, and like, so it wasn't as bad.
Friends of friends.
So I was able
Wait a
to.
minute.
I was
so
able to
you
play
mad
the
because
games.
the public? That's why you mad.
It's worse because of the. Yes, absolutely worse because of the public. Yeah, they make more money, maybe.
You're not a man of the people.
OJ hates people
when you went.
confirmed.
What?
OJ
You don't
hates people
support the
confirmed.
community.
Well, because the problem is
You don't support the community here.
They didn't increase the amount of demo units. They didn't increase the amount of demo units. They sit there and they keep the demo units the same. And then you got this dude who doesn't make any content at all. He's just there to play a game, and he's sitting there getting to play before. And I've got to cover stuff.
Why are you mad about that?
I'm mad because as a content creator, it's trash.
Okay, hold on. Let me say something.
And Space World back in the day, they were ready for that because they knew everybody. It was open to everybody.
Let me. I don't understand why you mad though. That doesn't make any sense. Just because you're a content creator doesn't mean you have a bigger right to play a game more than a fan.
What the hell? Yeah, it does.
No, it don't. No, it don't.
Okay, then why is
Talk about it.
Okay, time out. Then why are they giving people private demos and not giving regular people private demos?
It's not a right though. That's a privilege.
It's a privilege. Okay, so there are people that are privileged and get the right to do things compared to other people. Then there is a difference.
No, they have
a media press pass is different.
Of
Some places have media lines, right? Some of the developers have media lines. Other people didn't. If everybody's just there, that's equal, right? It doesn't matter. But why even have a press pass? Why doesn't everybody just go in with just a regular pass then? If that's the case.
Okay. Here's the thing.
Tell me what the thing is.
Here's the thing is, how was they breaking y'all up? Was content creators be able to classify as media at this convention?
Yes,
Back
you're
before
media.
then they were, yeah.
Your media at
Okay,
your
so
media.
Just media was period. Just media across the board.
Just media across the board.
Yeah.
So they never broken y'all up into different type of sections or different type of groups.
They probably do now.
There's media. There's
Yeah,
media.
nowadays they probably do.
No, there's media. There's people who are on like they broke it up into like 3 different ones. It's like media.
Okay.
It's like people that are like show floor people. If you have that type of pass, and then there's like one more type. There's like a different like vendor or something. They broke it up into that.
Yeah.
But like I would be the same type of media as IGN, or I'd be the same type of media as that. They all put.
I get what you're saying now. So let me ask you a question then. So that was in 2014. Have you gone after that where they probably have better organization where there's a media line?
It got worse.
It got worse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing. I think only major media outlets should have priority because they have to get the news out and spread it. You know what I mean? You know, IGN, GameSpot, places like that. I get that. Content creators, I really don't hold them to
Get
that
it back
same
in the
level.
line.
You know what I mean? It's like
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Let me finish what I'm saying. You're just as
I agree,
passionate as the
Baron.
other fan, but you just took your passion and you put it on YouTube or Twitch.
And you worked, and
You know what I mean?
You worked your tuckus
So
off.
what is the-
it's not
wait,
like it's not
what
like
is
you're
the
not already
difference?
making money off of that.
What is the
Money.
what is the difference between IGN?
so-
What is the difference between IGN since they're major and they have corporate conglomerate? What's the difference between them putting out a video about a preview and me putting out a video about a preview? Because
One
they're
has
bigger.
payroll with taxes,
So,
and the other
kinda
so
one
like
doesn't.
essentially, what you're
They-
saying is that these dudes from IGN, even if they don't know what the hell they're talking about, or even if YouTubers, can get more views.
Legal
Here we
payroll.
go.
Time out,
Legal
time out.
payroll, yes.
Back
Even
then,
if
everybody
YouTubers
got
can get
media
more
pass for a
views
reason.
than what they get, why are they put into this category when there are YouTubers who do get more views on certain games and stuff than they get? IGN and all that, like that's fine if they
More
want to
views
get
like
their,
what?
Well, y'all used to have the same pass though. I don't know when that changed.
We have the same. We have the same pass. We have
Yeah,
the
it
same
should just
pass.
be a generic media pass.
Abaddon, I know you're not asleep.
I'm waiting for y'all.
I'm just saying, like I don't think that if that's the case, if they want to do that, then they should break us up even more. They should say super press and trash press. Okay, how about that? I mean, just break us up even more. Say y'all trash. Y'all sit and wait 10 hours to play one game. Okay, and then IGN, you guys are heaven press. Holy press, and y'all gonna
What
do
game
everything.
back
Okay,
in the
let's
day
just
did
do
you
that
not
then.
get to play, OJ? I need to find
because-
out.
Let me say this because I seen this how they do it at sporting events and how they do it at other events I've worked for. You know, the same access is not going to be granted to, let's say, the local reporter for a blog as say CNN is going to get this. They're not going to get the same access as CNN because I actually seen this at sporting events where stuff like CNN 5. They will be ahead of the line and they will get the bigger access than like the local blogger for the sports or whatever in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So they're not going to have the same amount of access. So that's why I feel that's how I feel it should. That's how I feel it should be the same when it comes to y'all at E3. I don't.
So what's the split?
I don't feel like
what's the split? So if let's just say Angry
I don't
Joe.
know how. I don't.
What's the split? Angry Joe, does he get what IGN gets? Because he's a multi. Does he like? What's the split? What's the cutoff date? What is it? What's the cutoff for YouTube subscriber amount views? Is it screened beforehand? Is it not?
All right, you know what? Hold up.
No, hold on. I'm gonna put it like this. If I was them, I would break it up by platform. I wouldn't try to put it as in somebody has this subscribers or has somebody has this amount of views. I'll break it up by platform. I really would. I'll put the press first because I think they need to get the news out so everybody can go to the website, click on it, everybody can read it. That's why they're there. And then we'll just go from platforms from there. YouTube, Twitch, whatever you do, Mixer, whatever, and then everybody's on the same level. Who's that Facebook? Facebook gaming is right.
I think also another thing to note, and OJ, this is not another thing, but it's like people who have actual websites. Like, believe it or not, we have the actual website, a blog website for the news and stuff in itself, and the consuming media like that. Not everyone goes towards YouTube videos, but there are a lot of people who access websites.
I was back then. I qualified through my website, not through YouTube.
Exactly, and
that's
you know.
press.
That's press, but YouTube was also press as well too. Back then, YouTube was also, if you wanted to get in, it was also press. I think it was like 50,000 subscribers. That'll get you into E3. 50,000 subscribers, and you could definitely sign up for that. But I would say what I can agree, there should be more organization in terms, or there should be more
explain terms of what is accepted and who can get first. If you do have a pass, because correct me if I'm wrong, OJ, you have to pay for the pass, right? You just don't have to qualify, but you have to pay extra for a pass, right?
Oh no, I didn't pay anything.
Oh, okay. So in that case, then no.
Wait a minute, you didn't pay.
No,
nothing,
never mind.
you still
Never
bitching?
mind.
Get
Never
him out of
mind.
here, man.
Who's mad?
Never mind.
Who's mad?
I was trying to save it. I was trying to save it for you. I was trying to.
That's
save
like going
you,
to
bro.
a cookout and bitching about the food. Get out of here.
Yeah, for free. Yeah, eat your damn mac and cheese and like it.
Well, dude, hey, I complain. Hey, look, I complain if I went to a cookout and it took me 10 hours to get my food. Damn right, I'm complaining. Yeah, I'm complaining. Yeah, that cookout's trash.
Right.
Oh, let me ask you a question. No. We're gonna bring out a cookout. Baron.
You complaining when you
No.
get to the first day of
Hold up here.
Get out of here.
What
man.
if you went to if you went to a cookout with Jason Schreier and that dude ate 7 hours before you ate? You'd be like, what the hell is this? You wouldn't be happy. You know, you body slam him
This
and
man got a
everybody
whole
there.
free
Shut
ride
up. No, stop
equivalent
it.
and complaining.
If you were at a cookout and people were eating 7 to 8 hours before you ate, you'd have a problem.
I'm done with
Would you not? Yeah, you would. Shut up. You would. Okay. I'm gonna invite all you guys to my cookout. Okay, and Baron, your ass ain't eating for 7 hours, bro. Shadow Fox, you eating? Abaddon, you eating? BC, you eating? Baron, you can wait, homie. You can wait.
This man got invited to the cookout for free and complaining about the food.
You can wait. You can wait.
Wow.
See, like the way you oh my god. Anyway, let's move on.
That was funny.
Hey, real quick though. So in I believe it was 97. I don't think it was 98, but 97. This was back in the time. Snowball Entertainment used to own IGN. And I was a contributor then at the time. You know, they're like, you send them articles, they don't pay you, they take all the credit, that type of shit, right? So, but I applied for a press badge because I was doing this or whatever, and they don't care. They just, whatever you put on the form, whatever URL, they just assume, okay, great, you're press. And so I go, I get to see Daikatana and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. But back then, the majority of the people that went there were vendors, and they have the highest level access as it is anyway. And they go to all the behind the scenes stuff, all the power death by PowerPoints and all the other kind of shit. But while they're doing that, the show floor is clear, and you can go, like, it's almost empty. You can go to whatever you want to go see, whatever. So Daikatana was there, Max Payne was there, all kind of other games. It was a Xevious game, a new Xevious game then at the time on the PlayStation, and you just walk the floor, and that was it. And it was at the Georgia World Congress Center, and I could just go walk from end to end, and everything was there. Everything was set up, light, sound, the whole nine. And people will come out. You'll see people here and there or whatever, but turnout was kind of low that year anyway, because most of the developers were from the West Coast, so they ain't really. A lot of them didn't want to come out there, especially, you know, Nintendo's offices. They weren't sitting a lot of people since they were coming from Seattle or whatnot. But all that stuff was there, and it was a big difference between having a certain type of media access back then versus now, especially when you're mixed with the public. So now it kind of doesn't matter because everybody has the long lines. I think even if there's so much press now and what qualifies as press now, even if they didn't have it open to the public, it's still a shit show compared to where it used to be. Because I mean, back in the day, like, yeah, you didn't have as much, like, you almost don't need to be there now because you can see just about everything that's happening nowadays versus back then, as far as tangible and being able to see demos and all that. Video quality is so high from direct feed. You being there is not even a necessity anymore.
Yeah, unless you want to play demos, of course, and that's really it.
I mean, you're being there without having to smell people. You're great.
I don't want to be there anymore.
I will say this: vendors and press, they smell just as bad as regular people.
I don't want to be there anymore. E3 to me
smell worse.
E3 to me has become just, after Nintendo started doing directs, bro. It's just better to sit at home. As a content creator, it's actually better just to stay at home.
Well, of course, because you can just start editing the moment it happens.
Exactly. You don't got to worry. You can just give impressions.
Or live stream.
You can just look at the game and be like, all right, here's this, and this. There was one good E3 that I had when I went there because the lines weren't bad. Like, and there was press lines. There was press, so I was able to get a ton of footage. Like, I don't even know how I got all this footage, but E3 2014, I got I got like Division 2, I got Persona, or like the arena game. I got that. I got Sonic, that crappy Sonic Boom game, but before we kind of knew it was crappy. Rise of Lyric, like even though when I played it was kind of crappy, but it was Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. I got God of War. I got I got Bayonetta. I got Hyrule Warriors. I got Smash Brothers. I just got so much stuff because the lines weren't like, it was just so much more content creator friendly. And like IGN still got their stuff, and everybody else that was, I know Pro Jared was there. He still got all his stuff. Game Explain was there. I saw him. I saw Triforce. He was there. He still got his stuff. I saw all sorts of people. I did interviews with the Smash people, like with the Rapture. I did interviews with like all the people, some of the other people too that were there, that were in that tournament that Nintendo had for the Smash Brothers, the Invitational. So I mean, it was great. It was a great experience. Great experience. But yeah, either way.
But it reeked.
No, anyway. I was just joking around with that at the end of the day. The place is big, so I mean, and it's ventilated, so it's not. Unless you're standing right next to somebody and like literally sniffing them, it's all right. It's not that bad.
Just run the Kensha Hall at the beginning, and you're good.
Yeah.
So speaking of you ghosting E3,
oh,
worst segue ever.
I know. That's right.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah, that was not good.
All right, get the book.
Yeah,
that's right.
Right. Sorry, sir.
Barry said he tried though. But no, speaking.
Hey, I tried before too. Hey,
we tried.
El's a fair. El's an equal.
Next up is Ghost of Tsushima. So Ghost of Tsushima, that game has a release date for June 26th. That's the release date, and they released the new story trailer. And I'll just give my quick impressions real quick, guys. I don't know if I'm more excited for this game after that trailer. I seem to have maybe lost a little bit of interest, but I still plan on getting the game. But it doesn't, to me, it seems like it's like an open world, The Last of Us, Sekiro type of game. I'm not really sure, but not as good as Sekiro. Seems like not as fast as combat and not as good as Sekiro. But we have to wait and see. It's Sucker Punch. They're my favorite Sony studio. I like Infamous is my favorite Sony franchise. God of War kind of used to be, but whatever. Sony Santa Monica or Sucker Punch. Those are my two favorite Sony studios. So, I mean, I'm still going to get the game for sure, but I'm not sure if I'm as excited anymore for this game. But what are you guys' thoughts? I guess we can start with you, Avedon. Avedon, what did you think about Ghost of Tsushima? Did you see the story?
I'm watching the trailer right now.
Okay, so let's start with VC. VC, did you see the trailer?
I did see the trailer from watching it on your stream. That's how I saw it.
Okay.
And I agree on the cinematic parts of the game. It definitely looks very cinematic focused, over the shoulder focused for the little tiny bits of gameplay that was there. It was like story driven, as the title describes.
Yeah, it was a story trailer. Yeah.
I think I need to see more. And especially with Sekiro, it came out of nowhere last year, and it was the game of the year for most people. And it was in my top 5 or 6 games of last year too. It's such a great game, and it's hard to keep up with that, especially if they're going to go in the cinematic route. It's going to be a tough uphill battle for Ghost of Tsushima, in my opinion. And they've been working on this game for 5 years, you said, right?
Yeah, been about 5 years, because they finished with Infamous Second Son in 2014. So this is a 5-year plus game.
So hopefully they do well. Hopefully, but with Sekiro, and then also with Neo 2 coming out in a few months. No, it's next month, isn't it?
Neo 2 is out. Yeah, Neo 2 is out next. Is it this month or next month? One of those two.
I think it's this month, actually.
Yeah, it might be this month.
It's this month.
This month or next
Neo
month.
2 is coming out this month too, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe even Neo 2 could take some shine off of it, but you never know. I don't want shine off of Ghost of Tsushima. Don't get me wrong, guys. I want the game to come out. I hope it does well. I'm gonna consider it once I see more gameplay. But where I'm at right now, I'm not really feeling it.
What about you, Shadow Fox? Did you check out the story trailer?
Well, yeah, I saw the story trailer, but I'll say this. We often compare what games are because of how they look. And that's not going to be the case with this game. From all the questions and answers I've seen about it, this is Infamous. It's going to be Infamous with Samurai Warriors. And the only difference is it's open world, but it's blind open world. So you don't have like some little thing saying follow me or here's your next checkpoint. It's a wide open map of Japan that you have to negotiate. So as far as combat goes, I know what to expect. So I'm already through the roof about this. I didn't even need to see this trailer. I saw the trailer and it's just showing story stuff. I don't care. I just want to get to the gameplay. I know how the gameplay is going to be, and that's going to be good for me. It's going to be infamous combat with obviously with sword weapons, whatnot. I know there's going to be a couple of when you get to your little boss fights or whatnot. It's supposed to be like a showdown, looking like Bushido Blade a little bit. That's fine, okay, that works for me. But the melee, destroying a lot of enemies at one time, and the stealth is what I'm going to be liking the most and traversing the world. So that's what I want to deal with, and I'm pretty sure like scaling buildings and all that would be exactly the same. And like you said, Infamous is my favorite franchise from Sony. Well, Sucker Punch, but they can do no wrong in my eyes as far as gameplay goes. Until they really got to screw this up for me to be disappointed.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah, and if they've been working on it for 5 years,
The
gameplay
literally
Sony had to pay them to say screw this up.
I know Baron's really looking forward to this game. He's just really chomping at the bit to talk about this game, man.
Baron, you want to go? You want to be last? Or you want me to go?
The trailer was trash. You didn't learn anything from it. The E3 demo was better.
You could go ahead. Okay, you go ahead real quick, Abaddon, before I go in here and speak the gospel real quick.
Yeah, I'm not impressed. It's the stealth aspects of the game look all right, but the game looks like it could get boring really fast. Like the open world, the cinematics and everything, it looks really cool, but in terms of the actual gameplay, I'm not sold, honestly. It just looks like a game that after you get through the first few missions, it looks like a good 30-hour game. And once you get through with it, that's really going to be it. Like, you're not going to pick up the game up.
Yeah, there's no like post game is what it's
like.
saying.
I don't see.
We don't know, of course.
We don't know, but I'm just going off first impressions, looking at the trailer and how the combat is and everything. It's not a game that I would care about like a harder difficulty to play it on. It's like after you beat it, you beat it. Sekiro, the reason why Sekiro is a little bit different because the game thrives on difficulty, and it's like there's more of a challenge there. With this game, it's like, it's a new IP. It's a new IP, so it should get a fair shot. I'm just not impressed.
Okay. Let me get a couple donations before we get to Baron's thoughts, because I know Baron has some great opinions about this game. Grubby K9 says that you can contact the C virus through your eyes. Face masks are useless. If you wipe your eyes, you can get it. So there you go. Aiden Quinn. Aiden Quinn donated $2. Says, laugh so hard I dropped my Big Mac. Also, Juice Man Von donated $2. Says, trying to sell games based on graphics and little to no gameplay is the Mountain Dew drinkers show gameplay for the damn game. Well, there are people that have said that they did show gameplay before, but I think at this point, you got to know your audience too. And I always tell people that you got to know your audience, and obviously Sony knows their audience. So I think that's what that trailer was there for. They know their audience, and their audience highly values graphics. They might value graphics a little bit more than gameplay in some sense, in some regards. And in terms of the overall Sony audience, like, it's just as long as the gameplay is good enough. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking or revolutionary or innovative or anything like that. It just needs to be good enough. It just needs to not play like complete crap. And if the graphics look good, then therefore you've got to hit. It's a great game. It's a 90 plus or whatever the case is, So that's part of it, and that's fine. That's their marketing. That I actually don't have a problem with that, because that's part of being game. That's part of games. Graphics are what some people consider. Yes, I need this. I need graphics. So everybody's different. Everybody's different. Not my philosophy, but that's how a lot of people potentially think. With that. So I don't have a problem with it. But Baron, what are your thoughts, man?
I think we've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok with this damn game. That's exactly what I believe. Man, like you said, Sucker Punch has a pretty decent track record, even though the last Infamous wasn't that great. It really wasn't. I don't care what y'all say. That last Infamous was not as good as the other one.
The first one was way better.
The DLC was better than the actual game.
But the thing is,
the DLC was actually really good for Infamous.
The thing is, they have a decent track record. With that being said, I was giving it the benefit of the doubt because I was under the impression that since Sony said we're going to be at hundreds of consumer events this year, that eventually we was going to get a big blowout of gameplay on the Ghost of Tsushima.
I was dead on that was going to happen. I was 100 out of 100% believing that was going to happen. Now, after the story trailer and I got a release date, it gave me a little bit of deja vu. I've seen this same situation out of a game called Days Gone. I've seen this same situation out of a game called Death Stranding. We both know how them dumpster fires turned out.
Over the shoulder game, cinematic.
So all we've seen is cinematic after cinematic after cinematic. And we could rewind back to E3 2018 when they showed this quote unquote gameplay demo. And I put that in quotation marks for a reason. Is you know what I mean? And then we finally, after they get into this demo, when we always watch it at E3, we finally got to a point where they actually was showing us some actual gameplay, because the game is about a samurai. So I'm pretty sure that the main focus of the game has to be around the damn combat. So when we finally seen it, we seen the most unresponsive, clunky mess of sword fighting we ever seen in a damn samurai game. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to kill them on that because, you know, it's a new experience for Sucker Punch and they'll get it right. They got plenty of time. The time is now, and I still have not seen the updates to that clunky garbage shit that I seen at E3 2018. And now you giving me a release date. Now I have a problem. So I'm going to speak about my issue. I do not like the fact that this game has a release date that's coming out in 3 months, and we don't have a full actual gameplay reveal, a full actual gameplay walkthrough. We don't know what this man's abilities are. We don't know anything about the details of the open world. We don't know the interaction of the open world. We don't know anything about the enemy type, enemy AI, enemy abilities. We don't know nothing. All we know is that he has a terrible voice actor, has some shitty ass facial animations, and that's all we damn know.
Okay, you gotta watch it in Japanese. I did watch the Jap, and it's much better when you watch it in Japanese. But the lip syncing, it's like he's speaking English, but he's speaking like the lip syncing is like the lip syncing's English, but he's speaking Japanese.
It's horrible, and everybody is acting like that E3 demo where he walked, talked to a guy, walked again, talked to a guy, rode a horse to a beautiful flower field, talked to a guy, and then he had a clunky sword fight. Well, that's not gameplay, people.
No, maybe that is the gameplay, unfortunately.
That's not gameplay reveal.
That's what people like. People like to walk around in an open world, over the shoulder.
So we need to know details. We need to know the actual gameplay mechanics of what we're doing when we pick up the damn controller, and we don't know that, and the game is coming out in 3 months.
That's why I said
we need to raise a red flag, because this is not like Sucker Punch. When you seen Infamous, you seen what the hell you was doing. They showed you the abilities of the character. They showed you what you was doing. This game, we're not seeing that. So now I'm saying, here we go again with the Death Stranding, Days Gone type of bullshit.
Yeah, I agree.
And not really showing us nothing.
That's the issue.
I'm worried.
That's the issue that I had. I know it's a story trailer, but like maybe they probably have a trailer ready later, but to get me excited to pre-order, because this was the trailer, so you go pre-order, right? They showed off the special, they revealed the special editions, they revealed all. They want you to pre-order based off of that. So when people are saying, "Oh, well, they showed us stuff," I wasn't sold based on what they showed at E3. That, like Barrett said, that clunky sword mess, like after watching
that made people walk away from that game and pay attention to Sekiro.
Watching Astral Chain and seeing other games that actually have like really cool combat, like I was not sold on what they showed me back at E3. This trailer was supposed to get you sold on the game because pre-order started and the release date dropped. So they want you to go buy the game based off of what you just saw. And for me, I'm like, I'm not pre-ordering it based off of what I just saw. I'm definitely not pre-ordering that because they didn't show us any mechanics. They didn't show us anything. Whereas you compare that to, like, let's say Trials of Mana. They also showed us a gameplay trailer today with the abilities and with everything, and pre-orders opened. What did I go do? Went and pre-ordered the game. You know what I'm saying? Went and pre-ordered the game because it got me to pre-order. It got me more excited. I was already excited, but it even got me more excited. And I think it got more people excited because they showed you abilities and stuff. That's what I wanted to see from Ghost of Tsushima. I wanted to see what are the abilities, what are the type of combat, how does combat actually work?
And it's like for them to just show the story trailer, it's like they're hiding. It's like they're almost stalling for whatever reason.
And guess what? Guess what games did that? Days Gone and Death Stranding did that up until right until the game came out.
We're not saying this game, for those who do like Ghost of Tsushima and all that, we're not saying this game's gonna ultimately be bad. I'm not saying that. The thing is, like, this was the trailer to get you hyped to go pre-order the game. Right? And that's my problem was it didn't do that because they didn't actually show us. They wanted to sell you on graphics. This game on hype,
what it's all about. Yep.
on hype and graphics. That's what they wanted to sell you on because they didn't give you any. How does the game work? How does the mechanics of the game work? Like it didn't tell me enough about the gameplay for me to get excited about it. Not saying the game's not going to be good. Not saying it's not going to be good. Ultimately, it could be an amazing game. It could be revolutionary. I don't know. But based off of what they showed me, how am I going to sit there and pre-order when I don't know any of the mechanics of the game? Do I just press the square button to attack? And then that's how I kill people?
I need to stand. I got to drink my Sony water first. Hold up.
Oh,
Don't
crap.
worry, I got my Pwn spring
So
water.
let me say
I got a
this.
pony hat, but I got to put my pony hat on.
Let me say this, man. And people always jump on me talking about I hate PlayStation, but what all the stuff I just told you was true. That's exactly what
you gave facts though. You did give facts.
I gave all facts. I'm not sitting up here. I'm saying I like the initiatives to trying to make new franchises, but you just got to call things how you see it. I called Days Gone. People got on me and they looked stupid when it was all said and done. I called Death Stranding and we looked stupid when it was all said and done. I don't want to call it for this game because I actually thought this game had a cool concept. But damn it, it's 3 months away and we still don't know what we're doing. That's a bad sign.
So that's a legitimate concern. However, we have to take into account, Sony had us on, we got to take into account that who is making this game. You mentioned the combat. Has Sucker Punch ever been known for having lackluster combat in the game?
No, which makes
and they have an open world game, and usually they have really bad combat, right? Usually open world games have horrible combat.
It depends. It depends on what the open
Infamous
world.
never had horrible combat.
Okay.
What I didn't see, so for the demo from E3, what led me to believe that it was gonna be open world was part of the demo showing him scaling the building, and then going inside to do his kill or whatever. That led me to believe that there'll be a lot of building hopping. So once I knew that, and once I saw the interview from the guy right after E3 or whatever, and they basically said it is Infamous without waypoints. And the only other thing that's missing is you don't have the justice system, if you will, whether you're going to be good or bad. It's one straight story. You can't choose to be good or bad in this one. So those are the two key differences. But other than that, it's an open world game, open world combat, and that's what you're going to be doing. So
that element would have been cool to implement, though, being a good samurai or a malevolent, like someone who decides to kill someone instead of letting them live. That would have been a cool thing that they should have added because they were one of the staples of doing that in their games. So that would have been a cool thing too.
They're choosing to show this guy to be evil because he's being a vengeful spirit. So that's the reason why everything's going to be bad.
And that's the thing. It's like, what is Ghost of Tsushima? What is making it special? What is making this samurai game different than the others? We know nothing about none of this. We know none of this.
Combat is going to be nothing like those other games. It's not going to be like.
We know that already because we ain't seen it. So we know it's not going to be on par with those. We know that. Even we get that part.
Even if that was the case, this is Sucker Punch. They're going to do it differently. It's not going to be like, well,
I know is that this is a developer that had no problem showing what they're doing gameplay wise until now. And I don't know. I don't understand why people are not being like, you acting all different now. So what's going on?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm wondering why it's releasing in the summer too. It's almost like they would be conceding something if they released it in the fall.
No,
it seems like it's being rushed. That's what I.
No, it's not being rushed because the game's been in development forever. But it's
been in development for a while. But my thing is,
it's ready. It's going to be ready, and so
we seen that E3 2018 damn sure wasn't ready.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
And y'all said they were working on the 5. There was 3 years worth of work right there, and that didn't look too good.
Well, I mean,
that was 3+ years worth of work.
Here's the thing: the mechanics of the game. Like I said, I just want to know the mechanics. Like we don't know how the mechanics work, and that's the biggest problem. You're not going to get me to pre-order your $170 edition of the game when I don't even know how it works.
No, not doing that at all.
So that's all I'm saying. Like we're not hating on it, but if they literally would have actually made a story trailer, and you can put a story trailer and actually put gameplay in terms of how the game works. Like, just because it's a story trailer doesn't mean you can't put some stuff in terms of how
Astral
the game works.
Chain did it.
I mean, you can do both. I mean, a lot of games don't, but you can do both. But we've gotten more like hands-on demos and stuff like that with certain games. Like, they've actually been playable. You know, so even if you have a trailer that's all cinematic, usually you might have a game that's playable at E3, or you have like a hands-on demo, like a treehouse type of thing, or like where they play, or like IGN gets to play it or something like that. Ghost of Tsushima, we really haven't seen any of that. Then they say, buy our game right now, and I'm like, wait, no, what?
Yeah, they didn't do anything like that.
They did nothing in between what they did at E3. There's been no extra, and they say, buy our game, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy your game. Like, what?
And that's another thing. It's been damn near 2 years since you got any type of gameplay snippet, and you're like, okay, that's fine, I'm buying. Like, what? What are you smoking? No.
So is Sony sending this one to die? They're not going to do a massive for it. That's what
It doesn't look like it. And here's the thing. Here's another thing. I don't want to scare people about this game, but for the game to be coming out just a month after The Last of Us 2, I kind of figure the quality of this game is not as high as people think it is. Because if it was high quality, they wouldn't put it that close. I don't feel like
you might have something there. It looks high quality, but the gameplay might not be as good. I don't think it's as good as Last of Us. I don't think it's going to be as good as. I don't think it's going to be that quality of The Last of Us.
I think the game might end up being a sleeper. It might be it might be a really good game for some people who actually buy it. But in terms of first impressions, I don't feel like it's going to be a game that's going to be brought up the shelves like Last of Us 2 or anything close to that. Like, especially with Final Fantasy 7, Last of Us 2, you have these games people are going to prioritize in buying. And this game, I feel like it's going to receive the bottom of the list, but it may have an effect kind of like if not Astral Chain, more like Persona. Like it's a game that it catches on late. No, better game, Daemon X Machina. It'll be more of like a Daemon X. It'll be more like a Daemon X Machina type of thing where a small community gets it and starts to get hot afterwards. Especially if the trend that we're seeing that's happened with Sony is happening, that you see this game go over to PC. That's when the sales for this game will really blow up.
I don't know if Daemon X Machina is the best choice. Personally.
I think somebody actually hit it on the nail.
That was savage. Don't say that.
Somebody said Ghost of Tsushima is 2020's The Order 1866.
Okay, that's what Juice Man Vaughn
said that earlier.
Donated $2, and he says another thing to add: The Order 1886 looked good too. We all know what happened to that game; it flopped. Yeah, but the pedigree of the people who made that game compared to Sucker Punch is different. So you kind of have to give them. I mean, that's a little rough to compare it to that game. But you know what? I mean, that game didn't have an open world. You know, this game does have an open world. But I wish they would have told us, like, what do you do in the open world to make it fun? Do you just ride on a horse on a sunset and then go?
That's what I'm saying.
Is it an open world is it an open world just to be an open world? Or is it actually events and, like, you get experience? You get stuff.
Seems like it's just for it to be open.
Or is it open just for it to be open?
Can you visit villages or the NPCs? Do you have an upgrade system?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't know nothing.
We
know nothing.
You guarantee that.
We don't know anything. It's like, come on, this is ridiculous.
There's going to be an upgrade system. That much I can guarantee.
Here's the thing about it, and I think there's people that are confused in terms of what we're talking about compared to, like, because some people even bring, Nintendo, we don't know the games that are coming out or stuff like that. Look, if you look at a game like, for example, like Animal Crossing, when they announced Animal Crossing, they had the trailer, right? But then what followed? Gameplay. They showed off all the new gameplay. Okay, here's the new crafting system. They didn't show off everything, but they showed you the general flow of how the game is going to be. They showed you multiplayer. They showed you the mechanics of the game. Astral Chain, I didn't think there was going to be anything, with Astral Chain, but they showed us the mechanics of Astral Chain. They showed us kind of how it works, even a bit after that. So with gameplay trailers and with overview trailers and with stuff like that, well before the game did launch.
Even like Trials of Mana, Final Fantasy VII Remake, all these games showed you.
Final Fantasy VII Remake showed us an in-depth gameplay in terms of how the mechanics work within the game last year at E3. So we did know the mechanics of the game last year E3. The game took too long to come out after they announced it, but whatever. But they did show us that. Whereas that was, how long ago? That was more than 6-7 months ago now.
2015. 2015. They did switch from Luminous to Unreal though.
Even when they showed Horizon Zero Dawn, we knew what we was doing. So it's like,
I don't get these Sony fans sometimes. It's like, hey, we just blind to everything.
Hey, I still got my pony hat on, man. Don't be dissing us.
Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, oh, you didn't show us no gameplay. It's all.
No, we're not. Here's the thing: we're not talking about the actual reveal. So, like I said, some people are still. We're not talking about the actual, just only the reveal. We're talking about leading up until the launch. What happened? The mechanic. They show us the mechanics. Like, for example, Animal Crossing was announced at a direct, right? And then at E3, they showed us the mechanics. So well before the game launched, we got gameplay of the mechanics and everything. Ghost of Tsushima has not gotten well in depth with the gameplay and the mechanics, and we're we're how many months away from launch? They have not shown us any mechanics. Animal Crossing got mechanics. Astral Chain got mechanics. These games, Horizon Zero Dawn got mechanics. All these got mechanics beforehand.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Ghost of Tsushima did not get it. There's no mechanics for this game, even though it was announced years and years and years ago.
2018.
Let me put you like
story in 2020.
When Astral Chain was debuted. We got gameplay mechanics, and special abilities, and a little bit of the story. We knew almost everything. We just didn't know about these characters that got fleshed out later on, but we got all of that in the first reveal trailer ever.
We didn't even need to know. Action combat game platinum. We didn't need to know anything else.
So it's like the fact that we don't even got an idea of what we doing. The fact that we don't even know this dude's special abilities is absolutely ridiculous.
That's what I want.
That's just
They
ridiculous.
wouldn't touch on that at all. That's what I didn't like. Like he killed the, and then they're like he did so and so, and they wouldn't say what. Like what the fuck? I don't.
Let me put it to you like this: the whole story trailer goes.
Sorry, I got my
he's more than a samurai. He's a ghost from the vengeance. Like, well, what makes him have that special ability? Hello, show me. Show me what makes him more than a samurai.
I just wanted to see some abilities. That's it. Like I said, the game might still be dope. The game might still be amazing.
You know they're gonna have it though.
I just want. But this was the trailer to get us the pre-order though. That's what this is like. That's what people don't understand. People in the chat, y'all don't understand. This was the trailer to get us the pre-order. No, you can't tell me I don't know the mechanics of the game, but then tell me to pre-order it. No, it's a new IP. It's not established. Yes, it's Sucker Punch, but it's not an established IP that I can look back upon and say, okay, you know what? This game was solid, you know, or this line of games is good. I know I'm gonna like this one. It's a brand new IP. I can hate it for all I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I don't understand why some people don't understand this. It's not like we're saying the game is trash. We're just saying,
you know what the worst part is? The game is not going to look like that when people get this game.
Yeah, it will.
No. Because the demo was running on PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
The one at E3 2018. And the trailer today said captures on PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So the game ain't gonna look that good when a lot of y'all put this in your PS.
Nah, it's gonna have adaptive resolution. I'm pretty sure that's
the funny part about it.
The game's gonna look.
It's definitely gonna look a little bit different.
Sony's first party games do a good job of even on the base PS4 looking really like Horizon Zero Dawn looks amazing on the base PS4.
Infamous look really damn good.
Infamous looks good. Sony's games do a good job of still looking good. I don't think the PS4 Pro does much for these games anyway. It really does. I mean, it does. Sometimes you get better frame rates. There's the PS4. There's the boost mode, stuff like that. But I got a PS4 Pro. I've got a PS4, and I've played games with my base PS4, and I've played games with my PS4 Pro, and there's barely any difference. Most developers, it's barely anything. It's not.
Yeah,
really
Final Fantasy 7 Remake looks really good on the PS4.
It does look really good on the base PS4. I mean, there's not much because the problem is the CPU. That's the biggest thing. Is like the CPU is the thing. The
PS4 still sounds like a jet engine though when you play it.
The PS4 Pro actually is relatively. It's not too bad.
I'm saying for the base PS4, it's
the base PS4
playing the demo.
Rocket.
Still sounds like a rocket. Yeah,
it's going to blast off.
I think the game is still. I think the game is gonna look. The game is still gonna look really good. I think it's gonna play all right. I just want to know a little bit more before I pay for it. But we'll see. I'm gonna buy the game, but I'm not gonna pre-order it, and I'm not gonna buy their $170 edition. So whatever.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: if we don't get a gameplay reveal before The Last of Us 2, I'm just gonna tell you 2 games: Days Gone, Death Stranding. Get ready for the 3-peat.
Dude, bro, I'll tell you something right now. Death Stranding, I already knew Death Stranding was going to be kind of... Like, I was trying to be optimistic, but, bro, like, I already knew Death Stranding was going to be, like...
I don't care what anyone says here in the chat. Death Stranding, trash. Days Gone, trash. Ghost of Tsushima is not trash. Don't get us wrong. It's just that we have to see gameplay.
I'm calling it now.
Gameplay.
If you don't get this gameplay reveal before Last of Us 2 launches, get ready for that three-peat of trash.
I'll say this: Days Gone. I'll say this with Days Gone.
getting that game
Apparently, Days Gone is a
day
lot
one.
better now than what it was at launch. So it's been patched the hell and back. I've watched gameplay. It seems like Days Gone could be fun at times. I think Days Gone, for what it is, it probably isn't as bad as some people make it out to be. That's what I'll say on Days Gone. Based on what I've watched, it seems like it's a pretty cool game. Like $20, pick it up. You're gonna have a lot of fun. There's a big open world.
$20, pick it up.
Yeah, $20 game. That's what people bought it for. People didn't buy it day one. People waited till it was $20 and bought the game. It was like, damn, this is pretty good.
That game was
That's
game was
Horizon
hyped up
Zero
to be the
Dawn
next
thing
big
right
game of the generation, boy. $20, pick it
For
up.
$20, it's a good. I'll say this, for $20, it's a good game. From what I've seen, it's a good game for $20. Hell yeah, it's a good game for $20.
Man, that's
$20.
Yeah, it's a good game for $20. Yes, absolutely. From what
And
after
I'd
being
rather
patched
go.
and fixed.
I'd rather go buy some groceries.
I want to. Yeah,
I'd rather go buy groceries too.
Hold on,
Yeah, I would.
Death Stranding or Ori and the Blind Forest.
I'd rather play
yeah.
I'd rather play Days Gone than Death Stranding. Because Days Gone's actually, at least it's a game. There's gameplay and there's like mechanics. It's like a real game, you know?
Death
I'd
Stranding is
rather
straight
sit
side
at the
mission and astral
DMV.
chain.
I'd rather sit at the DMV for 5 hours before I play either one.
Oh, now you wildin'.
Let me put my Sony hat back on again too. The demo from
You
2018 that we watched, that was a side quest in the main game. That's what one of the directors said. Nate Fox is his name, or whatever. He said that was a side quest y'all saw.
That was a side quest and it looked that bad? Damn.
Okay. Well, shout outs to Ace King Sweet. Thank you for the host, man. Appreciate that. Also, shout outs to Phil McCracken. Thank you for the follow. And Xeno Emblem. Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. So that's gonna wrap it up for the show tonight, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We had a pretty good list of topics here. Pretty good on time too. Only about 2 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and go around the horn here. Abaddon, where can they find you at, my man? Just let them know.
Y'all can find me on Twitter. Y'all can find me on YouTube, both at Abaddon Smith or Beats for Breakfast. We have a new video tomorrow for Beats for Breakfast tomorrow. We had the opportunity to interview Rob Arula to review. That was a fantastic episode. So make sure you guys go check out the channel. We are 19 away from 200 subscribers, so we are growing well over there. Quick update on, I know some of you have been wondering where the music remixes have been. I will be reverting those back to the old Abaddon Smith channel. So I'll still keep the old ones here as a playlist, but the music is going to go back to the Abaddon Smith channel. And when I put up music, that's going to be random. But, you can still expect the Chillcast every Friday, which is tomorrow night, by the way. And random gaming live streams. You'll see more gaming live streams, especially with Final Fantasy 7 Remake coming out. You'll be seeing more gaming live streams. So stay tuned. Go subscribe.
All right. And Shadow Fox, where can they find you at?
You can find me in front of Final Cut struggling because I got writer's block and I can't upload this video yet. But also, yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Real Shadow Fox. I'll try and put this in the chat. I'm really close to 1,000 subscribers right now. I think I need like 12 more subscribers or something like that. So give me to 1,000 so I can send you guys updates when I actually do update my channel. And I'll be doing some interesting stuff there. I'll be talking about, I never got a chance to talk about the Xbox One X because our entire podcast went left last week. So I'll be doing an in-depth look at the Xbox Series X. That'll be one of the first videos that I'll upload for this year. So y'all check that out, and then I'll be on there. But other than that, do you play games and have fun to impress other people?
All right. And VC, where can they find you at?
You can find me at youtube.com/VCIPZ. We're 4 subscribers away. 4 of the 260 of you can come subscribe, as we have gameplay live streams. We do giveaways. I create music. I have an EP coming out on all major music services and a lot more stuff. Lots of stuff. And some new collab videos coming soon as well. Gameplay live streams 5 to 8 times a week, as well as 2 to 5 videos a week throughout the week. So there's tons of content all the time. If any of that interests you, consider subscribing. I've just posted a link in the chat, and I really appreciate all of you for coming through to another episode of the P Podcast with OJ and the rest of the cast.
All right. And Baron, where can they find you at?
What was that?
Me.
Not playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, you can find me. Gunning down Sony drones on Twitter over Ghost of Tsushima.
No.
Because they named that game very perfectly because gameplay has been a ghost when it comes to that game. So, you can.
That was almost an L, but I'll let it rock.
So, just follow me on the Twitters. You know what I mean? Follow me on the Twitter. Who is typing that hard? God, God. Oh, thunder fingers, man. What the hell?
OJ.
It's my mechanical keyboard.
Yeah. People thought I was the one that was the keyboard warrior on the Spawncast, by the way, OJ. And I was like, no,
this man,
damn keyboard.
This man sound like he typing on a typewriter. Like, what the hell?
It's a mechanical
Ultra Spring
mechanical keyboard. See?
So, we waiting on the Nintendo Direct. You know what I mean? Where we at? 6 months now? Something like that?
Yep. That's what's up.
Yeah, so yeah,
Do what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah, let them do it. I feel like you ain't gonna have one until after Animal Crossing. So they want to have all that attention on Animal Crossing, that whack ass game that y'all love so much. But anyway, that's it, man.
All right, and here on the channel, thank you guys so much for coming out. I do appreciate all you guys that were here. Except for the blank avatar that keeps typing in caps lock. That's like
What the fuck?
the blank avatar that keeps typing in caps lock. Shout outs to everybody but you.
Oh.
No, but thank you guys so much for coming out today. I do appreciate it. We're gonna have streams tomorrow. We got a stream tomorrow for you guys, so look out for that. It's gonna be a night stream. We're gonna have a cool big night stream for you guys. So thank you guys so much. And just this guy's annoying me, so I'm just gonna ban him real quick. This guy's annoying me. Thanks for coming out to the stream. But we're gonna have a stream tomorrow for you guys as well. He's just being annoying at this point. Now he knows that he got my attention. Now he's just being annoying. So I'll just
ban hammer on the
side.
side.
Yeah, that's a sock account anyway. Because caps lock plus.
Alucard the King Vega.
Yeah. Plus, I'm just gonna trash Nintendo because I feel like it because these people are making me mad. Just get that out of here with your sock account that you just made with your multiple emails accounts. You know what? I'm just stop.
That might have not been a sock account because judging from your your title, that's probably why they showed up here.
That was definitely a sock account. That person was definitely a sock account. I know sock. Trust me, I know sock accounts when I see them. I have well, I'm not gonna reveal my things that I have to tell about sock accounts, but let's just say. There's a lot of same IP hits that I get from certain people when I click on their profile. So it's coming from the same source. So that means it's a sock account. Somebody that's coming from the same source. So, yeah.
I got it.
But anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you guys check out everybody's channel here. Check out Shadow Fox, everybody that came out through the show. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff for you guys tomorrow as well. So look out for that. And we'll be back with more content and gameplay and all that good stuff. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.